I got some people like who want to come on this show or say they do, and then they ghost me. That shit's annoying.
Oh.
I'm talking about you, Sarah. I know you ain't gonna hear this, but I ain't worried. She's not gonna hear this.
She's got a fake boyfriend. He lives in LA. Says she met him online. I mean, what else can I say? Said he'll visit next May. But that's hard to believe. Cause he works at a cafe. And playing tickets ain't free. Says he's in school. He's doing big things. He'll be the best welder this world's ever seen. God, I sound like an asshole. I don't mean to be mean. It's just when we talked, you had bigger dreams. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me. I know.
Let me. I have these life questions. Let me take it to that. I feel like this has happened. I feel like with people I'm cool with, I do a bad job. They turn into hangouts, the podcast, which is cool. I think it's still listenable, but I'm like, man, I never get the deep. I never get to do the full dive on any of the stories. But I think it's cool because the Mike one was like that. There's a few of them. But yeah, no, I'm gonna hit you with the life questions. These are the tone change is way different. I'm trying to warn people now because my friend around question 3 was like, yo, this podcast changed dramatically.
It was like went deep. It's like,
yeah. So, all right, first question is, what do you believe that everybody thinks you're insane for believing?
Oh.
Your face changed already.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I have a few of them. It's like, but then there's some people who actually agree with me, so that's why I'm like.
Well, I mean, because the world's so big, someone's gonna agree with something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but majority probably think you're crazy.
Yeah,
like that type of thing. What I'm looking for.
Like mainly like I'll say like one of the things is like I believe that this is actually hell.
Oh, that we're in right now?
Yeah.
Why you say that? My problem with theories like that we're in hell right now is that like look what we're doing right now.
So
this is an enjoyable experience.
So have you heard of the term, servants in heaven, kings in hell? Hey, you're okay. Okay. So that's kind of like where people would be like, you have like the preachers like, oh well, you could either be a servant in heaven or you could be a king of hell. Whereas I think it's kind of like this is kind of a mishmash of both. That's why you people like you can see like there's people who like have all this money and power and they feel like like Agent Orange.
Okay.
So like you can see like kind of like those like demigods kind of people, but then you also have like people who are like angels and like anybody who could just go and pick you up like from like being like having a terrible day. But it's like I think there's like a split between like this place, but essentially I think this is kind of hell, but it starts that way, but you can make it in whatever you want to. So it kind of like manifests on like what your reflection of the world is.
The great poet T.I. did say you can have whatever you like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like, I think like the balance would be is you can like there's like some people who they only want to be servants or other people want to be kings, but I think like my belief is like I want to be both.
The servant king?
Yeah. Like you could be the servant, but then you also be the king, but you could balance it out.
Which one is LeBron James?
LeBron James, I'll say LeBron James is more of the king side. he has a quarter servant, but like, he's like 3/4 king.
What are you currently?
I would say it's like I'll say I'm probably like 3/4 servant, like a quarter king. I want to get that little chunk.
Can you analyze me? Can you tell me what I am or no? Or is it
let's see. I'll probably say you're probably the same thing. You're probably like, especially creative types, like 3/4 servants. Yeah, it's like you'll probably need that you're missing that little chunk. It's like what we were talking before, like earlier, like you're saying, like I just need that one piece.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like the whole goal right now.
The struggle.
Yeah, the struggle.
You said the key word, goal.
Yeah.
What is your goal in life?
So my goal in life is mainly just to be. It's like the easy word would be deep dope ass shit.
Say that again.
Dude, dope ass shit.
Dude, dope ass. Oh no, that's really good.
Yeah. But you know that would be like the quick version, but the long version would be just always push myself, like push my limits. It's like always like for momentum. Like I don't want to be stuck in doing like the same thing, being monotonous. It's like before, like I had like I was actually married. And my ex-wife was like really controlling and
damn.
Like where I couldn't do like stuff like I used to do, I couldn't do it, and like all these limits were placed on me. And that was kind of like a reflection of what I needed, because at the time, I was just like floating around, not doing stuff.
Damn.
But like when I got married, I realized the stuff that I missed that I couldn't do anymore because of somebody actually blocking me, like blocking like my creative expression, like it's like I can't even talk about like multiverse, like science, science stuff, like because like she was heavy religious, like we're like I was a former pastor at the time too.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like fucked up with this podcast. Too much fun talk. I ain't getting none of you.
Well, you could do another one.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so but it was like super religious, and like even though like I was always the guy who like for me it's like I was always science first. And like spiritual stuff like second, like I always thought like even when I was a kid I always thought like God just made like we're just advanced robots. And that was like when I was
is this a simulation or not?
Yeah, like yeah, exactly, like a simulator.
No, do you think is this a simulation?
Not necessarily like not like Matrix stuff like that, but more of the fact that is like I believe that everybody is the same. Okay. It's like there's nobody like higher or lower. Even like that like person is having that same experience, but they have that same divine spark as I do. So like this person is like, even though like they have like either if they're poorer than me or if they're like richer than me, it's like we're both the same. It's like there's no difference. It's like I even have like on my second album I have a song like find a redeemer in you. That's what your story like is. Like people they always look outside of themselves to find something to grab and grasp, but the truth is within you. And that's kind of like where, like going back to the question, like what's my goal in life, is just like it's like the world is my oyster. It was like, what do I want to do? What do I want to create? I'm a creator. It's like, hey, if I want to like go and like make a video game, like I'll set a day and time, maybe not now, but maybe in the future where I'll go and like learn something, like at least make something little and be like, hey, I did that. Like that's probably like I'm not going to do stuff like for money. It's like I don't that's not my main goal, is to say, hey, look, I did this stupid thing. Or hey, if it's cool or if people like it, that's cool. So that's kind of like how I'm at. And like the same reason why like kind of like starting next year, that's like I'm gonna like actually like what I'm doing like next year is kind of weird, where it's like because you get comfortable like as being a creative person. I think we were talking about like learning, like starting from scratch, zero. Yeah. Well, it's like after a while, like we're creating, like we're making music, we get comfortable in our environment. Like what I actually started doing was like I got music theory books. It's like I'm like reading this, like it's just like I know all this stuff already, but I'm making myself read it. Like I say, hey, don't forget where you came from.
I've been bad about theory, like because I really would have loved to understand modes and stuff like
that.
Yeah. But I mean, I think right now for me, I feel like it's more important to make songs that I'll learn that way.
Mm-hmm. And like what the books I got, like they show you, it's like, okay, like they'll give you kind of like the idea, but then they're like, all right, here's some notes, like you play this. Like I'm like the books I got, like you actually have to play it to understand it. And that's why it's like I'm going and playing all these different chords, chord changes, arrangements. And that's what I'm doing. Like I took a year off like after the album. I just wanted to recover, play video games, go travel. It's like I was able to go to Combo Breaker, like taking that year off. But it was like now it's like, okay, now it's time to go back.
Yeah, 2019's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I'm gonna start the last album in September of next year. So September 2018. That's when I'm gonna
you already
start.
have a start date.
Yeah. I have a start, like that's why I was like I have a date. I have like all this stuff planned. It's crazy. But yeah, it's like I'm going because like the last album was like I got like all this new stuff, like these new some Serum. I'm not sure if you heard of that. Soft. Yeah.
I feel like it's the spiritual successor to Massive.
Well, I think it's the successor of like the Axis virus.
Okay.
So like it's like
I think I'd say less from the. Did you ever use Massive?
Yeah.
Like because I don't know like how deep you were into like that whole online.
That whole
beat making culture,
yeah.
But Massive definitely because of dubstep became the number one.
Yeah, it was like
and somewhere
everywhere.
along the line it switched to Serum. It looks like Massive, doesn't necessarily. I feel like they can do the same thing, but like doesn't like it's like from an aesthetic, it looks like it. So I felt like everybody somewhere along the line transitioned. It is manned by one guy, like you said.
Yeah, Steve Duda.
Yeah, but he updates his shit in Massive and I doesn't. So so
he's good.
Yeah,
he's freaking awesome.
He is, and he gave away, and he even gives out the FX part as a separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's pretty nice too.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like
Open
just have like you got to keep your main money maker, or but also like do some other stuff as well. Like keep it open.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what stuff I like. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna learn that from like scratch, like because I do little tweaks in here and stuff like that. But I want to just do initial patch.
Yeah, man,
and just start creating. I
used to do that with Massive, and I feel lost in Serum. But what I do is I pull up. See, this is what I was saying. I need a goal. So like, whenever I'm in that mode to make a song, now I'm like, okay, like I have to. I have a YouTube channel, I think like Rocket Power Sounds, that uses Serum, and I just pick a tutorial that sounds pleasing to me, and I'm like, this will be used in that song,
and
that helps me. But I mean, like, if my goal was to learn Serum, like, just that's it, I don't know, I'd be like, again, probably lost the same way with After Effects. So like, I probably need like a video goal, like I need to make some type of music video, and then I think I'll learn After Effects.
Okay. Yeah, it's like one of the things I do, how I learn like this, because I used to be like a hardcore sound designer when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah,
like I was just like, I'm only going to use this one, like because we have like so many options. But before, like that's how I used to learn, is like when I first started, like there was like I didn't have Reason, I had Reverb, and that was in like no vast, because it was just 2 303s. And then I picked up the Electribe. Hey, do you remember those?
Yeah.
So I got an Electribe. So that's like the only, like this is all the stuff I got.
You have to be good because the limitations.
Yes, exactly. And that's how I learned. That's when I learned like all my sound design, like everything that I know right now is because of I was so limited.
Yeah, same thing.
And now I'm like, it's time to go back to square one. So I'm just gonna do like 3 months. All I'm gonna use is Serum. I'm not gonna use anything else. I'm just gonna use Serum to make tracks, and then after 3 months, I'm gonna go to like another like hardcore soft synth that I like. Like I'm gonna pick like stuff that I gravitate to. I think the next one. Hey, you heard of Razor?
Yeah, but I think I've used it.
Okay, yeah, that one's a additive synthesizer, and that one's pretty crazy. Yeah, that one is like really powerful. I'm telling you, like.
I think I'm done. Like I already got mine, and I'm like, I really know how to use them. Already, so I was like, I'm gonna learn. I got Serum, Omnisphere,
and I'll probably be my. Next
I have
one
Massive because a lot of my old songs have Massive, but I only use Serum now. I only use Massive if I open up an old track that I never released because it's needed. But yeah, that might be it. Serum, Omnisphere. I feel like this may be more. I have other plugins, like waves and stuff, but I mean in terms of like synths, I'm like, I think I was like, yeah, that's probably all I need, because then I have my guitar, and like with that's a good enough foundation for stuff,
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's kind of like, I'm just like, I like to start from like, especially when I get complacent, that's when I'm like, okay, I need to just burn everything, start from scratch. So
I got a lot of beat heads. My friend in New York, man, always about the new plugin thing. He's one of those things, when you click plugins, it just goes endless.
Yeah,
and it's like, I can't no more, dude.
Yeah,
all those guys end up being preset guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, And there's nothing wrong with that, though.
Yeah, there is
nothing wrong with that. But the thing is,
there was a time where I was that guy, though. But I mean, there is nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong. And it's like that's why it's like my last album was like there was a lot of presets, but I go like because I already I tweaked them and everything, but those were like my go-tos. But I want to get back to where I'm doing crazy layers. It's like for my guitars, I use a guitar rig, and the reason why I use guitar rig is it's pretty much reason for guitars.
Native instruments.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so, like, it's pretty much like reason for guitars. So I was able to do these crazy sound designs, like making my guitar sound like an 8-bit like guitar, like doing crazy stuff. But I've just been, like I build up and then I use presets. So I've been slacking off. So I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get back into that before the album, like my next album hits, because
get in shape.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get in shape because it was like my next album. It's going to be like. Already is going to be the most difficult album I did. Also,
Why?
Because it's only going to be how I do my albums. It's pretty crazy. It's like I'm like a big number freak, and so I was always like
math rock or something.
Well, it was like the final minute, like it started like 1999. So I was like 9 is really important to this project. So everything is going to have like multiple 9s in it, like the first album was, which is Shade. That's actually a triple album. It didn't start off that way, but and then like when I was getting done with the first part of it, I was like, I'm gonna make this a triple album. And so each album has 12 tracks. So like you add all of that up, numerically it goes into a 9. And so the second album, Divisions, the ones that I released last year, so that was a double album. And that had 9 tracks each, which add those numbers together be 9 again.
Yeah.
And so this album, which is called Union, kind of like what I was talking about, like the multiverse. It's kind of like I'm combining everything into one thing, and that's going to be 9 songs. And how I'm also combining this stuff is every song ties into the next one. And then the next, and also like every third song is going to probably take the same BPM. It's like everything is it's going to be like this symbiote, crazy.
Think a lot about your shit, dude.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's badass. I think when I first started, all my songs had a meaning. They were still songs, so there was no album stuff like you're doing. All my songs had a meaning, even if they were instrumental, and I would use a lot of samples. So like to kind of tell a story of what was going on, whatever part of my life I'm explaining. But then like one of the things when I was starting to play live, I got into playing beat battles, and I think that's when I slowly started making music for music's sake. But man, like that's probably when I start like going through my ups and downs of making music, because like it got boring making music that way because it had no meaning.
Yeah,
that's why like every track I do now has to have vocals, because I know I can make a beat. Is it the best beat? Maybe not, because I don't make beats daily, but I know I can make a beat at any time.
Yeah.
But the vocal part, not only that's my new ground, so that's my challenge in myself, singing and rapping. But then I can put that story part of me in it again. So now every song has a meaning again. Like for probably from now to that song I play that I'm about to play you, that one doesn't have as much meaning for me because I'm not the main vocalist. But yeah, like that song's about like a girl that my friend I guess maybe strung along, like he didn't do nothing bad to her and necessarily like cheat on her or nothing, but like maybe let her on. That's what he did. He let her on. Yeah. So I guess so it has meaning for him, and it's like his way of saying he's sorry, yeah, it's like with the vocals, everything will have meaning. Now I think that makes me be like, fuck, I wish I wasn't doing this podcast right now. Not now, like this moment, but I just mean the whole series. Because like now I'm in the mode to go daily. Because now I'm like, let's do it. Because I'll make my whatever beat, and now I'll just rap. Like,
I got you.
Because so now I'm excited again. Because like, I can tell stories and shit. This is great.
Yeah.
That's why with my Instagram posts, I always put rhymes, because that's me. That's me. Just like you were talking about, I do 30 tracks with ceremony,
Yeah.
That's my that. Like, I'm working on by putting a picture a day or every other day. I'm working on the craft because now I got to make rhymes up for this. You know, it's not a song, but it's practice.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, that got me excited now. the I don't know. It's just like something. It's like breaking new ground for me because now, I don't know why. But man, you like a prog man. You're like a prog guy. Because all your shit is concept albums.
Yeah, I definitely love like
deep.
Yeah, that's how like. Yeah, and that's kind of like how I view albums. That's why, like, you know, like I still think the album is like an art form in itself, especially now. Like the main reason why I was doing like triple albums is because we got the technology. I was like, I can't imagine doing a triple album when
you
like
you got squeeze CD Baby for everything you got. That's why.
It's like you could put like boom 64 songs. Yeah. It's like
fucked. Your flat rate. Your one time flat rate.
It's like boom. Yeah, exactly. It's like 36 songs. Like the first album 36 songs. Yeah,
or
one
TuneCore. My bad. You're a TuneCore guy.
Yeah,
right?
TuneCore. Yeah. I did CD Baby one. I'll probably try them again just to see how they are now. Like with an EP, I usually go like I'll release the EP to test the waters with the different companies. So
you used to hear me talk about all this. I studied this and I don't study them no more. But I still believe CD Baby is probably the number one overall. Like, especially for a guy like you, who only does like one album every so.
Yeah,
you can't be. There's no one better.
I agree. But the thing, what they did, what CD Baby did to my EP was they completely
your name, right?
No, not the name. They screwed up the ID tags with the genre. So instead of electronic or electronic dance,
they marketed your shit wrong.
They put it pop, which is completely not pop. It's like, especially that that EP was just like.
But don't you enter that or?
No, I enter it, and they screwed it up. And they couldn't mix it. Yeah, it was like after they put it out, they couldn't change it. So that for me, that like.
Shitty customers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the whole Microsoft thing. Is like, if you burn me, if you don't fix it, I'm done with you.
Because I'm like with TuneCore, you're paying that yearly fee that you wouldn't have to pay with CD Baby.
But they treat my stuff as I would treat it.
But I'm the same way. You know what? I have the same story because I'm with DistroKid, so I pay the yearly annual fee, but I got unlimited releases, and since I'm in the single mode anyway, works out better. But I tried out 1 RPM for one song. Luckily I did it for a song I don't even care about. It's just an instrumental, right? And it does work because 1 RPM you can release free. Like they'll release your music for free and they just take 15%, right? Yeah, 15% of whatever. And I'm like, 15% of nothing's great. You know? But and if you do blow up, you can change the plan at any time to a TuneCore style once a year plan, you know? That way you would just pay them like $9 or whatever. A year. But man, like I tested it out. They did something with the YouTube and I was like, this is stupid. I emailed them. They did respond, like and maybe like a day. And they're like, all right, we'll tell our YouTube department to contact you. They never contacted me. And I was like, I didn't care enough to keep going through because it was like whatever. But I was like, all right, it does work for free. So I'll tell people, you know, it works for free. But I still like, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stick with DistroKid. Only 4 people, at the time 3, but only 4 people work at DistroKid. And they were the only people because I was emailing a lot of people stuff, trying to figure this out around July 4th. They were the only people on July 4th. Not that I need you to respond to me on July 4th, but they were the only ones who responded because I guess since it's a small company, they always on their toes, you know? And they were the only people. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably sticking with these guys like forever until they maybe cross that threshold where they suck, you know, which happens with a lot of companies eventually. But yeah, those guys, you email them, they always respond.
That's good.
And yeah, it's just great customers.
So I might try to my other EP with them then.
But I mean, I guess you can't use the CD Baby thing, but I just, again, you're paying a once a year fee.
It's like a subscription.
So it's not bad, but I just feel like you can do it does cost way more though. You can do a legacy thing now. Like I don't remember the price jump increase, but you can click it and it's like even if you stop paying your subscription, it's done. Still there. So you can do this. So that might be good for you because you just don't put out people like you always say like it's still great, but they don't, you know, to pay a yearly fee and not be taking advantage of the opportunity to release, like then it just defeats the purpose. But it's still only like their worst plan is $20, so it's still nothing too big anyway.
Yeah, it's like that's what I'm saying. It's not even that much.
Because as you build up your catalog and you got to pay for more, it's like, well, you could just pay $20 and still have your huge catalog.
Exactly.
And you still only pay 20. They don't cover royalties though, so you would have to take care of that. They charge for content ID on YouTube, but I use Song Trust. So like just like you were a TuneCore pub admin, I use Song Trust, and it's probably gonna leave you sounding bad, but it's not CD Baby, but it's who CD Baby uses for royalties. So I mean, like, it's still a good they're probably the best independent one. Like TuneCore pub admin is part of TuneCore. That's why I was like, yeah, I don't know.
But you can still release your songs that are not with TuneCore on there.
You can still go on there, but then like because they do other things with it, like that's where it gets some gray area.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's where I was like, well, if I'm not with TuneCore, I don't think I would want to be a part of it.
That's what.
And then someone bought TuneCore, a label bought TuneCore this year, and so far nothing seems to have happened. But like some people are always like, well, what's gonna happen? Can that label just take people's shit and do stuff with it? You know, since we'll see.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But, we went down that whole digital distribution. And I'll just mention this because I don't even know nothing. There's a thing called United Masters. You ever heard of that? It just came out like a few weeks ago. Steve Stout. Steve Stout. Yep. He's brand new to me too, so it's not coming to me what he is. But he's like a big music executive. He got Google to invest $70 million, and that's their attempt at maybe entering into this field. I played with it on literally like less than 24 hours, but then I deleted my account because his whole thing is, he's preaching the same independent crap that everybody preaches.
Yeah. But
he's like, because it's from Google, they're trying to use the internet in a way that none of these guys just distribute. That's it. The normal ones, I mean, DistroKid, CD Baby, etc. So they're trying to actually do, I guess, the management part. But like I'm confused. I was confused because I was trying to just find out more info. Like, what the fuck is this shit? And it's like they just wanted like all my socials before I even get like a what the fuck is this? So like I just got mad and deleted my account because it's like in order to even join, I don't remember if you can give them your email, but you almost like you have to give them a SoundCloud. I'm like, well, what if you don't have a SoundCloud? So I give them my SoundCloud, and then we keep going, and then like. Literally, the next step is like, oh, let's tie in more of your stuff, like Instagram and all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, but I just want to know what this is exactly. I still don't know what it is. All I hear is Steve Stout got Google to do stuff, and they're going to try to take over. I'm like, that's cool. Take over what?
Yeah.
Someone tell me what this is. And it's like, there's no good FAQ. Like, even unless they change the homepage, the homepage on day one is just like sign up, sign in. I'm like, to what? To what? What is this?
It's all a cult.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna just come there. I was just bag you.
He just appeared. Steve Stout just appeared on Rap Radar, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's talking about this. So I want to try to hear that. Man, if I hear that and he don't talk about this, I'm gonna be angry because I don't know what this is. So, but I feel like I should know what this is. So I like. But I don't want to just dive in and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Dude, people making money off of me if I'm not even making money yet, So like, I don't know what it is. I can't describe it, but it's something to look for. United Masters.
Okay. Interesting.
But all right. Next one. Who do you have compassion for?
Just like anybody, like in particular, or
yeah. It's like
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, obviously my parents for sure. That's just like, I don't know. I'm like completely grateful for my parents. Like that's the reason why I'm like able to do this. Yeah, I'm here, number one, but number two, they are able to push me to become like who I am today. Like because I was in some bad places, especially when like I had my own business. Like when I was making. Like after like I did never like expanded like when I was doing like the eBay stuff, like the gray market stuff, I actually expanded and making my own software with the Reason, and I was selling like the refill packs.
Oh shit, damn dude, we missed like all this shit, dude. We gotta dive deep on it. You were one of those refill pack guys. Who knows? Maybe I was even like downloading your refills illegally.
I hope so because probably like It was like, because there was a point where I had to like stop. So I hope they're still out there. Like, go ahead.
That's my main Rebirth interaction is I had the refills for Rebirth.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was making money. Like, one day I would just wake up and be like, there's just like $2,000 just got deposited. And I was just be like, oh shoot. Let me just like,
be nice.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm in my early 20s and stuff. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna like party. Yeah. It's like, who cares about responsibility? It's just a party. Yeah. But like that money like went in like dried up. Like I lost because it was like a lot of people like advertising my refills, and like I was just getting money like hands over fists and like not doing anything. It was like I would just be like on a Friday, like say like 3 new movies come out, like I'll just spend the day at the movie theater.
Damn.
Just watch movies. But like I had like the whole party lifestyle. But all the money went dry, and I didn't have like no savings or anything. Like my parents were still there. They let me stay with them. Yeah, they still helped me, and that's when like I went to school like for IT, and I was able to get my job, and like from there just pick myself back up.
To real life.
Yeah,
I think I'm in that transition right there. I didn't party, but I just whatever. I'm in my lackluster, whatever we want to call that. Transitional period. I don't know what we would call that. So who knows?
You're finding yourself, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, to some degree, like I definitely did do that. Like I'm still grateful for all this time I had off because, like, I definitely changed overall for the better. Like that's a fact. But yeah, now I'm like, man, like I don't want to go back to that word, but I'm like, well, now what do I do? Like in terms of like getting an income and moving on, like. Do I just go back to it? Like I already knew I didn't like it then, and now that I'm more aware, I'm probably gonna hate it more. So like, I need to go to a different place.
You'll probably need to find something that's in the gray. Like with me, like my schedule is like I hate 8 to 5. I'm not a morning person.
I hate that shit too, man.
Yeah, it's like I used to do it.
Dumb shit.
Yeah.
No, my last job was just terrible. Yeah, I used to work 10 to 9. So I mean, because you never driving at dumbass times, So like. I do 10-hour days at my last one. But I hate that. Even like right now, one of the things because I just don't know what to do. I was thinking of signing up for Japan to teach, and I was thinking of ECC, and that one I think you teach like starting at 3. like
oh wow,
I'm not aiming at that, but like so you're not in a school with the children like a lot of people do, like Jet and all that. You're not a TA. You're teaching more adults in I guess after they get off work or something.
Oh, okay. So, that's cool.
But we'll see. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I waver on that one because I feel like I want to do it just because I almost feel like I have a better chance of getting accepted at that easier than getting a job here. Just like, not even like here. That's just everywhere because anything that's probably going to hire me instantly is probably something I want to do.
Well, I mean... like, honestly, with this, it's like there's a lot of companies who need like pretty much like executive producers, like content producers, and you already like you're doing video editing. Like
I know, but like I'm just real bad at like I guess my resume probably does suck. Like I don't know.
But I mean, what you're doing like with this is like you could get hired just for doing stuff like this.
I know. I should.
That's what I'm thinking. Like now I'm thinking about it. Like, that's what you should go for.
Get this. I don't know how to get.
They're hiring like just like they're always hiring like content producers like Output had a position just for like somebody who.
What is that? I'm gonna type it. Yeah. I'm gonna save it. I mean,
they make VSTs, like they make soft synths and also like effects. But I
applied for Spectrasonics actually earlier this year. I didn't get it, but I mean, like they were kind enough to let me know I didn't get it. Like unlike a lot of other places, I was like that would have been a good job, at least just because I'm there.
Like, but I mean that's. Especially like as long as you don't have to move somewhere, like if it's like online, that'd be better.
No, it would have been.
Like unless it's like California. That would have been great. Yeah,
exactly. Now I have a real job in a not horrible, but like a horrible startup place. Like it's horrible place. Like because my original plan was to move there raw. And that's cool, but it's hard in the beginning.
Oh yeah, it is.
If you move there raw.
Well, hopefully, like but if they have you move, like hopefully they'll give you like bonuses.
Even
for
if they don't, I don't
like,
care. Like I ain't got to worry about money. I fucking work at Spectral Sonics.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like
doing stuff. Gonna be rich, stuff, but it's like
but doing stuff that you like to do.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like that would have been great. I tried Ableton too, but they turned me down too. So like
yeah, but
they weren't content producers though. They weren't content producers.
Yes, but I think that's what you should definitely go for, because like especially like the interview, like there's like people who like they do this stuff like they don't know what they just grab them and they don't know exactly what they're doing.
I got some people like who want to come on this show or say they do and then they ghost me. That shit's annoying.
Oh.
Talking about you, Sarah. I know you ain't gonna hear this, but I ain't worried. She's not gonna hear this. But I mean, like, but a lot of people who I do want, because I wanted every member of my band, right? And my drummer is hesitant. He gave me, what am I going to talk about? I hear that a lot. Some people who are interested, but they always say, what am I going to talk about? I was like, so I'm here. I got you.
That's
and worst case, if they're really that bad, then it just ends quicker. Because, like, I can tell already we can probably do this forever. But that's why I went into the life questions. Yes. We shouldn't do this forever.
Exactly.
Yeah. But some people, if it's real good, then there's the danger of it being a long episode, which I don't care because I love long form content. If it's not real good, then it would probably be under an hour, and that's great too. They finally get a short one. Yeah,
nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, so I mean, like them being taught. Plus, like that'll teach me because I haven't had Robert De Niro on here yet. Not the actor himself, but I mean that type. Because you always hear he sucks at like he's a one word answer type guy.
Yeah,
like,
that's
what's your goal in life? Live.
That's
it. Yeah,
like, breathe.
Yeah. And even if you like poke him, his pokes would just be more like one words or like, or they'll just probably that, like hand movement, like hand gestures.
But that's a lot of experience people don't have, and so that's always something to look for.
Like where I am right now versus when I started this shit. Like this is what I'm saying. Like once I get the ball, like the first podcast wasn't even this one, but this has become the main one and it's taken over. The first one was me and my best friend because he would always be like, yo man, we talk for hours, like why don't we just do it on a podcast? And I always wanted to do one. Like, did I know you during the Boosh Fighter days,
Oh no.
All right. So like I was always doing it, but you could see it. Like even though I had the Batman mentality in music, I had the Robin mentality for podcasts. And that's why Boosh Fighter had like all of us as a host. It had a lot of us. Anywhere from like, it got, some interviews had like 4 people interviewing. They got 5 people interviewing. Which was kind of cool, but kind of freaky for them at the same time.
Yeah.
And it'd be everybody.
Kind of chaotic.
Yeah, it was chaotic. Like, and then some episodes, but I was looking for like the normal one. I was looking for this sub. Like we would have like 8 people sometimes, Yo, Roger called in while he's driving, even, because I got the patch working so good that the Skype could talk to me, which could talk to the phone, and we could all talk to each other.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was so proud of that. But Roger called in while driving, and like, it's like all this stuff is on YouTube, but like that one only stayed on YouTube. They didn't go to the real podcast networks. Like like this video goes on YouTube, but all the audio goes on.
The different networks.
Yeah. Except Spotify because they're bitches. they're the only people who gatekeep. So like they probably only want famous people right now.
Oh wow.
Everybody else lets you in. They're like, oh yeah, we gotta check you. Like what's some automated service really is probably who's checking you. Like, let's make sure there's a podcast and not porn. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
But Spotify is like, yo, if he don't got 100,000 followers, like
we don't care.
I haven't seen the not famous podcast on Spotify yet. They're heavily gatekeeping right now. But everywhere else. So yeah,
don't need them though.
I guarantee you, too. More people hear this than hear my music too. I'm dead ass. Dead ass. I'll take it, but I'm dead.
You never know. Yeah, that's true.
No, they do. It's already.
Sure,
I know that. I know they do.
That kind of like with me with my Diablo YouTube videos.
Did you get good views on that, or
like it was like that's how I broke my 10,000 views for my channel from Diablo videos. Yeah,
people want that Diablo. It's such a weird game. Like people love seeing that stuff, but I got into Diablo from the console because I was like, oh, all 4 of us are there playing. Yeah. Like, so I love that idea of playing with each other. But man, you hardly ever see teams like in
in the videos,
in any just watching any Twitch stream or anything.
Yeah, they're always they're always
all single and they're all grinding. What's the term?
The greater riffs. They're doing the grinding. They're usually in greater riffs, and then they have builds.
They're all like just getting loot. That's what they're
doing.
Loot. I'm like, how is this exciting to watch?
There's people very into it though.
How is this exciting?
And I was like making like a BS video for my friend. I didn't expect them to blow up, but they did. I was just
the BS videos or whatever, man.
It's funny. So it's like a lot of those videos on my channel just have like freaking thumbs down and stuff because I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Thumbs down's good, man.
Yeah.
Better to have thumbs down than
no views, zero views.
I know how that is. You know
exactly. That's why it's like exactly. Like I could monetize my channel because of those thumbs down.
Well, that shit, no one can monetize their channel now.
Oh yeah, that's right. All the new rules,
bullshit.
Right? Yeah,
my goodness.
Like it's like super.
Even when I get past 10,000 views on this channel, I'm pretty sure like they just gonna probably say no. Like it's so stupid.
Yes, I need to go. I need to go and experience.
Like I'm already. Someone needs to already build the next thing for this because you can already see it changing.
I think that's gonna be like Patreon and like Vimeo.
I have a Patreon, but I haven't taken it seriously. So there's probably anyone who encounters my Patreon probably has no reason to support me. Like if they encounter the Patreon first, like it's just kind of there to be there right now.
Yeah, that's kind of how I have mine, but mainly because I'm not sure what direction to go with it, especially like with music. Bandcamp already does subscriptions, so that's kind of like where
I want to do that. I haven't taken Bandcamp seriously, but I see people like geniuses like Mega Ran and shit.
Like
I want to put my whole catalog on there and like just have a subscription thing on there too. Yeah, man, because I mean I've never. I feel like it's only in the last year where I've taken like this marketing and stuff seriously, so I haven't really built a fan base or nothing and stuff. So I'm like. The Boosh kids, I love that that live thing, but the problem with that, and part of it, a lot of it is my fault. But the thing is that as great as it was live, there was never any really recordings of it, or we didn't have songs. You know what I mean? Because we were jamming live and stuff. So, there was nothing. There's nothing for the internet. It was only the people there. There's nothing for the world to get.
It kind of existed in that moment.
Yeah. So that's why, which was great. But I mean, but if we ain't famous, well then, no one's benefiting here.
Yeah, exactly. It just evaporates. And you just lost the time.
That's why I used to like to do these live videos and stuff because at least
there's something.
Yeah. But I went down that hole, whatever hole that was. The next one is, what 3 things you're thankful for in life?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Give me a minute. I'll probably just start with one, then go with other stuff. Get all 3.
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna try to look up literally specifically content producer roles.
No, okay. No problem.
Write that in my notes. This would be something. I'll try to remember to edit this, but I probably won't. If this was the only thing I had to do, I would totally remember this moment. But that fact that I have 7 in front of this,
don't worry. I can also remind you.
While you think of that, I'm gonna just try to keep talking to fill it up.
Well, I got one already.
I
got one for now. It's like that's my grandfather. He actually passed away this year. And it was horrible because he passed away when I was in Chicago for a combo breaker, so I couldn't go to the funeral. So I was like devastating, but he was like definitely somebody I'm like thankful for, just to meet in person. It's like I love my dad, and my dad was great, but then also my just to have 2 great father figures. He will always. He will always help me out just for even when I didn't ask for help, he would always just have something for me. Even if it's I'm just going to visit, he'll have a gift for me and just sit down and talk, especially when I was going through my divorce. That was the most I ever talked to him, because he's been there before as well. And that was something because my dad never been divorced. They're still together, but my grandfather, so my grandfather was able to relate to me with that, and that helped me with my transition as well. And just I was also like thankful, like he lived with my parents as well, so I was always able to see him very often. But even before then, like he had a little, he worked at this like beauty salon with his sister, and I was just riding my like when I was like a little kid, like at 9 years old, just tearing up on the streets. I'll ride my bike and go and visit them for a while just to say hi. So yeah, definitely that's a very influential person on me. Like he helped me like just to have like the even like a grandfather figure because my both of my grandparents on my mom's side they both passed away, so I only knew my grandparents on my dad's side. And so just to have him with me was like a blessing. I don't know. Second of that, I'll probably have to say what I'm thankful for. Number 2 would be technology. I mean, that's how I make my living currently, and like how I did like. This is an insane time that we live in. Like I like our age because we were living in a period where the internet didn't exist.
So we got a taste of both.
Yeah, we got a taste of both worlds. Yeah. It's like
R. Kelly and Jay-Z, best of both. Even though they walked off that tour, but yeah, like R. Kelly walked off that tour. But
yeah. So it's just like there's like things that like our generation before us who like they couldn't enjoy like all the new technology, but they had their own thing where it's like the
like new Street Fighter players in Third Strike.
That's pretty much exactly what it is. And now you have the Street Fighter 5 players.
Oh my God, who knows?
Yeah,
they thought all Niners were bad. Who knows what they're gonna be like?
Yes, exactly. And so, but like we're able to step in both of these different worlds, and so it's like having that experience, like kind of be on the verge of it to where we actually got to enjoy both.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of people they couldn't like they're only like one or the other. Like my nephews, like they only know technology and like the cell phones. Like,
do you think they're better or worse for it?
It's just gonna be like different experiences. They're gonna have like different ideas because they're not gonna be limited to stuff that we know about. Like the perfect example, one of the most adorable Twitter videos I saw was this little girl and she had a original Game Boy and she they had Pokemon in it and she was playing it, but she was tapping the screen. She was like, "Why is this not working?"
I don't know about it.
Yeah, exactly. And that was like the perfect metaphor.
Do you think that generation? Because look, I'm not a Beatles fan, but I know a lot of people of our time like worship the Beatles, whether they make music or not, as like some.
Oh yeah, that's
thing. Do you think someone with that approach to the Game Boy can appreciate the Beatles?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely I think so.
I was just curious.
There's always going to be those like they just they have that reverence for like the past.
Okay.
And that's going to be the same way with like my girlfriend, like her son. He's like this crazy like genius kid. Like he has like whenever like I was like when I was younger thinking about raising a kid, I'll be like, oh well, they're gonna need to appreciate the video games. Like they're gonna have to start with Atari and they'll make their way up. Whereas like no, like that's not how it works. Like they'll just gravitate to it anyway. Like he has like Atari, he has the original Nintendo in his room. Like he plays the hell out of those games.
That's what's up.
Like he has like
runner in all of them.
Yeah, like he has like like the Call of Duties and stuff like that. But he goes and plays in like California games and like all those classic NES games. So.
I think especially how the world has went. What I tend to think of, like, who knows, man? Because I gotta get the girl first. So thinking of a kid is like so far, especially from where I am at right now, where it's like that would change my life dramatically. Because then I couldn't be like this kind of content creating who I've become,
Yeah.
But I always say, like, man, like the main thing I do want to do is like just embellish their interests or strengths or like support their things, because I probably wasn't that wasn't done to me. Because everything I liked. Since we came from that era, you talking about like everything I liked it way before the world was ready for me to like it. So video games, you know, so I get made fun of in school and all that shit. And my mom wanted me to do all these other things that wasn't games, you know. That's probably my original first love. I probably don't like other things till I get to high school, late in high school. Probably don't get basketball becomes the next one. But yeah, and I'm like, I didn't understand like the power of New York till I get here and leave New York. I leave at 18. But it's like later on I realized like, oh, so Chinatown Fair was happening and like I could have been there and then I could have changed my life, you know, and like who knows where I am, you know. I'm not saying I'm Justin Wong, but like all those people seem to made it a career, you know, like from Spooky to Yipes to like all these other people have dabbled in and out to Arturo, you know. And it's like I could have felt, but I didn't know that I was there. And you know, I hate talking about this because it sounds like I'm blaming my mom, you know, like, but like instead of like, you know, like, oh, okay, he likes video games, let me see like how I can, I don't know, like, you know, put him in something that involves this. It's like, all right, let me put him in karate, let me put him in. Those are all things I would end up liking, but at the time, like, I wasn't about that, and I was being forced to do that because she just wanted me to do shit, extracurricular shit. You know? So I just know, like, man, whatever they like I would probably like, I won't say force them, but I'm like, all right, you're gonna do this shit to the max because you're gonna find out if you like this or not. And if you like it, then congratulations, you're gonna be rich, you know, because you're gonna have all this free time to do it now. That I keep moving. I'm gonna like ruin the angle. But you're gonna have all the free time to do it now. That by the time you're like old enough that real life matters, like it won't matter because you'll be so good at that thing, you know. So that's what I always think is like they're gonna become godlike at whatever it is they like. That's it, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it was with me. It was like I was able to.
I ain't ruin it too much.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of probably like changed the center, but whatever. We're still in there.
Yeah, it was like the fact that I was able to start doing like, you know, producing music when I was like 17 years old. It was like insane. Like just because I had like access to like, you know, that technology. It was like the first thing I even used it wasn't even Rebirth, even though that was like when I got really hardcore. Like the first music program I used was called like a Magic Music Maker.
Oh man.
And I was like, but all that was just loops. You just throw loops and it sounded fun.
First ones we use FL Studio 3.5 and EJ.
Oh,
Hip-hop EJ and all those things. You ever heard of the EJs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But you know, FL Studio is good. That's like a lot of people like.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fruity Loops. There was no FL Studio.
Oh yeah, Fruity Loops back then.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, people always like Fruity Loops was a good intro, especially for like if you're starting out. That was like that like how we met, like the Greater Gaming Society. Like those people coming up to me, it's like, oh, like what's a good one to start off with because there's so many options. But I'm just like Fruity Loops. It's like the cheapest one, but you also have like.
Well, how much is it?
It's like I know like just for like the base version, it's either $100 or really? Probably lower. Yeah.
Because I think if people have Macs, I always tell them like Logic is the most pro shit you can get that's cheap because it's probably $200 to $250 depending on what day Apple feels like doing. But I'm like considering like what Logic is, yeah, their max thing is like $250. I've seen it at the highest because they bought that company and they did whatever they did to it, you know, like with some of it's good, some of it's bad. But I'm like, yeah, there ain't no high level DAW that's that cheap. But like you say base version, so like that's why I'm like, how much is the max FL?
It'll probably be like that 250. But I honestly think
still good.
But honestly, I think I don't even think they have. No, they have the studio.
Just have one, right?
No, they don't. Two. They have two because I think they have like one that comes with extra samples and effects and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but they have one that just they have like bass effects and you can just do whatever. But you have like a limited track, so it's totally fine.
Yeah. That old stupid gimmick.
Those tracks. Yeah. So
stupid. I remember that, man. Pro Tools was so good at doing that.
Oh, I avoided Pro Tools like last to play. Like I was almost a Pro Tools guy, but like there was like no MIDI capability, so I had to go in and out.
I know.
So I was like, nah, screw this, and then that's when I got on the Cubase.
Pro Tools made me avoid them because all that inbox shit back in the
day. Yeah, it was all gate. Like that was the ultimate gatekeeper.
Yeah. Like so, congratulations. They literally missed the revolution. They blocked themselves. They gatekeep themselves.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Like, yeah, and that's the only reason why. Because look, I think there was probably a point where I think before all these other things like Fruity Loops and Ableton and all these other things become boss, like is maybe everyone's using Pro Tools, like industry, and I feel like no professional was using Logic, but I was like, well, if you're not gonna use this, I felt like Logic would have been right there, you know, like right next to it. And yeah, like Logic, you know, like now all these beat makers, there's a bunch of them who do use Logic, and how many beat makers you see who are not using Pro Tools, you know? It's
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's usually it's gonna be real studios and like tracking and mixing phase and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but I mean, you won't see it on a producer thing, and that's not their fault.
Yeah, exactly.
They went public, and yeah, that's a whole other destruction they did to themselves. Sorry, but I mean, yeah, that they've had trouble just correcting their course.
They're just going down.
They're not even in the stock market anymore. I think.
Yeah,
I think they got kicked off for being too low.
Like, it's like, ugh.
Which is crazy because to still be the standard, this part where they really fucked up too, because they probably needed, since the industry is gonna just be on their tip forever, they probably just needed to become Adobe and like stop making dumbass shit, stop making dumbass like
all the
mixer
other
hardware.
Yeah.
They probably just need to be like, you know what? We're gonna make Pro Tools great with these updates yearly. Give us money, you know, give us too much money, like Adobe makes you do, you know. And that probably would have single-handedly saved them, like, because I don't think they have a subscription model. No. I'm not saying gonna be rich, but at least like, just at least support the people that like need
it.
Yeah, you know, like need you. They need this stuff to stop changing your extension every time. Why you gotta be dicks? Why you gotta use Axe? Why you gotta use RTAS? You know, you only ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, like
get out of here.
Yeah, man. Like so much. Yeah.
Just wasted. But hey,
when you're the boss, you can do those things. And now, when you're no longer the boss, now you're in a corner, you know, wondering what happened. You know, so. Yeah, because they didn't predict they were gonna suck.
And of course not. You never knew.
Prepare for the future.
You never prepare. Like especially when you got your head up in the clouds, you can't see what's right in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. But, all right, what's number 3?
Number 3. Oh, that'll be. I'll probably this will be kind of a weird one, but I'm weird, so screw it. Mainly I'm thankful that I'm actually able to get a second chance of life, because I actually had like a pretty much like a near-death experience. Like I actually had a heart attack. Like not a lot of people know that, but it's like I was pretty much like I fainted. Like I thought I was dead. Like especially when it's like I was sweating, my ears were ringing, I fainted. Like the next thing you know, I just see my freaking body just like I'm actually outside of my body, and it was like oh shit. And next thing you know, it's just like that's kind of when like everything clicked for me. That was like, oh shit, there's something else happened. Like there's just like not necessarily like a higher power, but there's something even like income. Like you can't even like I can't even get a word for it. It's just like so like heavy, where it's like this high, like just I was like one, like I felt like it was a part of me, like I felt like I was just like flying up, and I was about to, you know, become like one like with the universe or the world. But then all of a sudden I was like, oh wait, I didn't say any goodbyes. Like I had like these like, little regrets. And as soon as like I had that one little speck, I didn't say goodbye to my friends. Like I didn't like, you know, say goodbye to family. And next thing you know, boom. And I was just like right on the floor. I was like, oh fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, that tripped me out. Yeah, it's like, but that gave me like more perspective, because like at that time, like I was like right in the middle of my divorce. Like it's like I'm still big now. I need to go like exercise some more. But like I was like pushing like 300.
Okay.
So, like I had like double chin, like eating like Popeyes every day, stuff like that. it's like I had to completely like change my life after that. So
the awakening.
Yeah, pretty much a reawakening. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I can't even, comprehend what was going on like when that happened. It was just like so much. That's why like when people like, they talk about God and, like heaven, I'm like, yeah, you have no like God as a physical thing is silly. That's a silly concept to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's not that many people were able to like cross over, but like me crossing over was like gave me a lot of perspective, especially it was like with my past. So
yeah,
it was like a real experience. Like I remember I shouldn't be here, and now I'm here, and it's like, oh shit. Well, what do I do now? Like,
yeah.
So it's like, let me get my stuff together.
Man, yeah, no, perspective is big on changing.
Yeah.
One's life, period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I feel like because I've said this many times, but I'm not necessarily happy with the way all of my Texas life came from. I'm a better person for it, because living in New York, I only knew one way of life, and coming out here, I knew all these other things are possible.
Just the traveling.
You can be nice. You don't have to
be tough.
Yeah.
You don't have to have that wall up.
Yeah. Because I had that wall up for a long time here in Texas, and you can talk to people, and people can talk to you, and like I would never do that. This shit would not be happening in New York, like young New York. I mean, my old way. Yeah. One person you want to forgive, and one person you want them to forgive you, and if you can say why.
Okay. I don't really have that many enemies.
And my man went to enemies straight ahead. Huh? You went to enemies like
straight
up.
Just like straight. Yeah, I'm like, man, well, I was like, I'm
check
my
battle map real quick.
Yeah, it's like all of the people like who I did have like bullies and stuff like all friended them and everything. There was this one guy in high school who stole my CD player and my favorite album.
Damn.
Like what you call it? I'm not forgiving him though.
Damn.
It's like I gave him some retribution, which I won't describe. I probably off the record go there, but he got some retribution and he deserved it. So that's all good. But other than that, let me see. Like, give some. That's like during the period of my divorce, because I had like that whole like harbor, like I was like I was blaming, like it was kind of like I was blaming everybody except for myself, so everybody were my enemies, and so I had to go into like kind of that reconciliation period of like
with everyone,
and forgiving them, like my parents, like my ex-wife, and like I'll probably say if anything, if I hurt them, probably like my ex-wife's family members, like because that was some turmoil there where it's just like things like blew up, because it's like I had enough and I had to just like roar.
Great poet Owen Hart once said, "Enough is enough. It's time for a
change." Exactly.
Never forget Owen Hart.
Yes,
that stuff.
That's perfect. Yeah, that was perfect. That's exactly what it was. So I probably burned some bridges, and it's like, not that they're perfect or anything like that, but things. I wish I would have handled a little bit better. So I'll probably, I'll say I'll forgive them. Like, it was just like real hostile, but like she had a big like she has like what? Yeah, like four siblings, like 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and then like her mom and her dad, and like we were like real close. Yeah,
whole family.
Yeah, exactly. like we were like a real close knit family, like with them. And so like I know like when I wanted to like separate and then also divorce, like, and I told them in person too.
Yeah.
It's like I felt like I just like it was kind of like me ripping their heart out as well. Yeah. So yeah. So
what about the reverse?
For somebody who, what was that one again?
To forgive you.
To forgive me.
Wait, that's what you just answered. You know what I mean, right?
Like for somebody who I wish they will forgive me.
Yeah. The reverse of what you just told me. Like,
okay. I don't know what I was like. I'm not sure. It's like there was some. I'll probably just have to go and talk about like fights that I had with people. Not really sure. Like I had like some really good friends that like we fell out, but it was mostly because something that was like they did that was like screwed up, and we're still not talking to each other. Other than that, like, I'm not really too sure. It's like I know like there was probably like
you kind of answered it with that guy that you won't forgive.
Oh,
kind of like
that
normally people tell me someone they want to, and they're like, all right, this guy, but I'm not forgiving.
Well, let me like this is like that was like a real screwed up moment of my life. But okay, so even to expand on that, something bad of that actually made some good stuff happen. Because at the time, like when I got like the CD player, like I didn't have like I worked for that. Like that's when I was working at Dairy Queen. Like I got like the most fancy portable CD player, and like I was buying my albums from Sam Goody's, like so it was like $24. Yeah. So like when somebody steals from me like that, so that was like the first time somebody brazenly did it, because like I at the time I trusted a lot of people.
Yeah.
And this guy just like brazenly just went, and like I had my CD player in my back pocket, and my teacher at the time, like he was trying to warn me, but like I didn't, like he was trying to warn me on the slide, like he was like, yeah, I wouldn't keep that with you here in this classroom. Like you could anywhere else fine, but like I didn't understand because you couldn't, I guess for laws or whatever, gonna tell me like the guy who was behind me was an asshole, dickhead, piece of shit, fuck you. And so like when we're doing a project, and then the guy he went and like just grabbed it, and at the time like that was like an $80 CD player or whatever. So I was like real butthurt, and I really wanted to, like at the time, like if only my like high school buddies knows, like I have a really, like if you cross, like I'm like the nicest guy, but if you cross me, I have a little Hulk in me where I could
I was gonna say
it's like I can snap some stuff together.
Yeah.
Like I looked at the guy, I remember like dead in the eyes, and I had him like by his shirt, and I was like, he's not worth it. And I just let him, I pushed him off. I was like, I got something worse for him. And so that's that's what I did. I was like, that's when I learned about you could just, using your fists isn't always the way to solve things. You can use your brain, which I did. But like one of the good things that happened to that was also like me recognizing like the violence isn't the solution for all the problems. At the time, I had one of my cousins, like he would always steal my stuff, like my like video games. I come missing, but I mean, he was just like he didn't have no reason to steal it. He just had to do it for the thrill. Yeah, so we were always estranged from that.
Like LaRue, I'm doing it for the thrill.
Yeah.
What a bastard.
That's what they do. I was like, oh, I could do it. Can I do it? I think I could do kind of like freaking Shadier Laura Croft.
Oh, man.
But he came through.
Tomb raiding.
Yeah. He was stealing from the dead people.
Yeah. Famous dead people.
Yeah.
It's like archaeology, it's marketing. It's how you sell it,
Yes. It's how you sell it. It's like they're dead. They don't need it.
Yeah. Like she's looking to learn about culture. It's how you sell it. It's how you sell it.
But get it back on it, like my cousin, like so, like he was like the last person that I will ever know. Like he gave me his CD player, and he bought another one. And I was like, that was like, that was like the nicest thing at the time. Like any of like,
don't worry about it. I paid for it with all your shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I wasn't expecting. But at the time, like I didn't have enough money to buy no fancy one. And I was like, I had to go buy my favorite album again, which is what's called Fluke Rosado. And that's my favorite album of all time.
I don't even know that group, dude.
Oh, okay. I'll have to show.
Yeah, man. Well, link it to me. I hear that story and it just reminds me of the time I brought NBA Jam TE to school, Sega Genesis, and someone stole it from my backpack. I was so fucking pissed, and I always thought it was this one kid, but I don't know if it was him or not.
Mm-hmm. It probably was.
Maybe because he's not bad. He was more like the popular kid, like so. But I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I was always like mad pissed because I was like, yo, man, like you gotta do it to my face. Not that I was like the hard G, but I was like, you do it to my face, I got a chance. But that shit's disrespectful.
Yeah.
You do it, I ain't looking, yo.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but oh well. I'm thinking about that. Like I'm salty right now. I'm salty right now.
Yeah, it's like it sucks, but it's life lessons because after that, it's like, I always keep my stuff on me. I don't trust nobody anymore.
I take this stuff to the field, and I'm still kind of nice with it because it's Texas, but I'm paranoid as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's like I have my bag with me all the time. It's like make sure it's in like line of sight.
Yeah,
kind of reminds me. Like,
anytime I play music, same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like the most thing I was freaking out was when I went to the Ultra Music Festival, and there's so many people there, like could be like pickpockets, and I had it was a group of like ultra first timers, and one of like the first day somebody got pickpocketed.
Damn.
Yeah, I was just like because they're so trusting. Like I got a freaking fanny pack that was like small enough to fit underneath my shirt so nobody would see anything, and also I had like pants that zip up because I'm so freaking paranoid.
Yeah.
But it worked out. It was like I had no problems. Plus, I mean, it was like people like looking at me probably be like, "Oh God, he's gonna eat me" or something.
Oh shit!
But
that's funny. Or you see yourself in 3 years?
3 years. So
that album will be out.
That'll be the album. Yeah, that's gonna be so depressing.
Why? End of a chapter.
Yeah, that like my previous album, like the Visions. That was like freaking depressing. It's like I spent like 2013, so like 2013 to 2016, work. It's like you're fostering it and like get into the concept, and then it's out in the world, and that's it. There's no more.
You remind me. I never played in the NBA, so I never won a championship, but I always have this vision of me winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. I just seen too much anime. Maybe I was just a big Akuma fan or something, but like I always have this idea of like not being happy that I won, being sad because I got no one left to fight or beat,
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that reminds me of.
That reminds,
the album's done. Like, wow, now what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially with this new one, like, it'll be 3 years. So, yeah, it's like December 31st. 2019, that's gonna be it. Like from freaking 20 years. Yeah, it's like
it's like now he said.
Yeah, exactly. Just thinking about it, it's like I already know. Like I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Be weepy and everything. I'll be happy, but I'm gonna be crying because it's like that's it.
Yeah.
Like everything that I was working on, when I was freaking like I think it was like 7, like so like. I'll be like, I was 18. So like, when I'm 38, it's just like every day is just going to be like, it'll be kind of like an accordion just smashing together. Like those two, like my past stuff and then like my current stuff will be like kind of smashing together. So it's just like, but hopefully I do a really, like, I owe it to myself to make the best album I could possibly do. That's why to get there, like in 3 years, I'm going to be pushing myself like the hardest. But also, the good thing is it's only 9 songs compared to like double albums. It's only be a single album.
Yeah.
So I'll have more time to really push myself. So that's kind of like my goal. Is just
make all 9 songs, 9 minutes each.
No. It's gonna be. I don't know. Like it might be one song that's freaking 18 minutes.
Oh, let's go.
So. Like and then like 5-minute songs, but yeah, it could be one. Like I could push myself. Like it all depends on what the music is speaking to me. Like when I'm making, like that's when all that creative process going. Yeah. Like what I usually do on like the pre-process is I need to make the structure like like Shade, how I did it was I had like 3 versions. It was Shade Eclipses, Shade Shadows, then Shade Vanished, and that was more of the concept of the eclipse, with the sun still being there, and like that moment of that eclipse just first starting. So it's kind of like the shining moment of like a little bit of hopeful, like still like I wanted to make like a dark edge sound, but then as the eclipse settles, it has the shadow of the sun. And so that's when the second album was called Shadows, because it just went dark. And then Vanish was more of like the death of like the peaceful. Like it started off with kind of like a real bite, and then it kind of vanished more somber, until like very chill. And that was kind of like the whole concept of like the first album. Like the second album, Divisions, I had the concept of light and darkness, and also the like the convergence of the two. And so I had like the dark, like for the darkness side, I actually made it. It was like dubstep, hip hop, rock. Those were all together for the dark side. But also the first song was like, it started off really like the intro was like a 3-minute, like a beautiful intro before it got dark. But then also at the end of that part of the album, it was more of it still had that hard edge, but it was more of a hopeful song as well. And that kind of like merged into like more of like a kind of like upbeat rock. And then for like the light side, it started off light and like had like I wanted to make it like more like the EDM rock style. So like had like party music and like very upbeat.
Yeah.
But then like the last song on that one is a pretty like cerebral grunge rock track. So that was kind of the whole concept for that. And it's like I was like, well, what can I do to up it? And that's when I got the concept of like the union. And that's like what I'm like for like the next 3 years, like what I'm going to be building is I need something like everything, like every song has a purpose, but then they correspond with the other songs. Kind of like, and I think like, just getting like back in the like come my roots, like being like I was a DJ for a while as well. I never really did something like I love DJ mixes, like especially
you played live when you was the DJ.
Yeah. So like
so you have played live at least.
Yeah. But
what were you spinning?
I was just like mainly drum and bass.
Okay.
Yeah, drum and bass. Like oh my god. That's a whole other love affair.
Podcast too will be like I'm gonna have to force myself.
Like just strict questions. Talk. Yeah, like strict questions. Yeah, but
same thing. I did the same thing with Mike, man. It was like, oh shit, we got to do any except for the life question part.
Yeah.
There's no life.
Yeah. And I was like, we're getting back with the album. So yeah, I wanted like each song, like every key like of the song. Okay, so this one's gonna be, the song is in like C. Like what's gonna be like the next song of the like chord, like that's actually how I'm gonna do the strong. So one's probably gonna be in C. I'll probably have another song, in E that actually tries to match that same kind of chord style, but like be different enough. But then the third song, like it's gonna have none of those rules apply, but it's gonna match the same tempo like of the first song. So it's gonna have that same tempo, and that brings it in there. And so it's be like this interlocking kind of chain. So that's why I'm like, it's gonna be like the most difficult thing I ever done, but we'll see how it goes. So hopefully in 3 years I do a good job.
But you got a lot of time, so
yeah, that's why I made sure I got a nice little break.
And you can tell like it plays such a heavy part. Actually, 3 years, and like that thing's only in 2 years, and you're not even concerned with the other part. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Perfect day. What is the perfect day?
Ooh, that's super hard because I'm like super easy to please. Like the perfect day for me would be just going like. There's like so many like. I have like three. I'll say like 3 different variations because like I have like a perfect day for me would just be like with family members and like having fun and talking, just hanging out, then going and like playing like little tunes. It's like for my family, it's just like messing around and having them mess around like with stuff
play
as well.
live
Like
for them.
yeah, like play live and then or just let them like mess around with my music as well. And just like have that little communion and like having fun or like going traveling. It's like just like I was on a cruise back in August, like I went to Mexico. It's like nothing beats that day. Like I was except for waking up early. I had to wake up at 6 a.m, but I woke up 6 a.m. Like we go off the pier.
Yeah.
And then I had this like excursion of riding like ATVs through a jungle. And so I was like going through like the jungle of Yucatan and like just like being in like this whole completely different environment, like being out of my element.
Yeah.
But just like exploring stuff. It's just like I think it's like anything where like a perfect day for me, I'm probably like now thinking about it's just either like I'm exploring something new, like like with myself or with other people, or just like celebrating life.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You kind of think you've touched on it here and there, but where does the will to carry on come from? They come from within, higher power, faith. What's up?
I'll probably say like a symbiote between all of them.
Oh shit!
So yeah.
In honor of Venom Day.
Yeah, in honor of Venom. Yeah, Venom just came out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll play Venom when I get home. But like I see, it was like everybody like think that's like people. They kind of separate the higher power from themselves but like I believe like the higher power is within you. That's how you have a life. Like the reason why you're breathing is because the higher power within you is still alive. Like how you could do things so miraculous that you don't know how you do them, but you just do them. That's all part of like the higher power. It's not separated from you. It's part of you. And so I believe like that spark, like that creativity, I think that's like a divine spark that everybody has. And you don't have to be, like a famous musician. Like anybody could go and like hit on a table and like express themselves.
2017, man. It's real easy to make.
Yeah, it's like you can make anything right now. Like you can just make movies. Like it's like seeing somebody making movies from an iPhone is just incredible. So I think like the thing that drives me is how do I keep that spark, real bright? Because if you don't use it, you lose it, and that's completely like if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. So it's always kind of like, all right, what can I do that's just gonna drive out my creative spark? The one thing I do is play video games. And it sounds kind of like counterproductive where you're like, I'm just sitting on the couch and playing games, but like my creative side is just like taking all the stuff in. It's like right now, like I'm on like a big Destiny 2 kick because that was on a PC. It's like the past, like I want to say it came out in like October, like so like the past like month and a half, I've just been playing that.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm like wasting my time. It's like I'm actually thinking of things because of playing this game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's like part of the thing that drives me forward is like video games, like mainly video, like more than anything, like outside of music, it'll be video games that actually drives my creative spark. Like right now, it's like things I'm listening to. I'm like right now, I'm listening to the Tekken series soundtrack.
I have not been. We haven't been interrupted. The last 2 podcasts have been interrupted by my phone, and my ringtone is Tekken 2 intro. So the greatest intro. Maybe Tekken 3 is next to it, but Tekken 2 intro, the greatest intro. Period.
Yeah. The Tekken series, just the Tekken series music across the board.
But Tekken 2 intro, like man, fucking was ready.
Like yeah, right. It was
so like, Tekken 3 too. I was ready to.
But I mean, those were made in the arcade, so that stuff grabs you. Yeah.
Yeah, like
that's how I know. I passed the Tekken machine. But like the music, like just the sounds, I was like turn around, I was like freaking see Kazuya.
I haven't even played Tekken 7, and I just watch it on stream. And
my god, you gotta
the
play it.
The music's still good, even though it's more accepting. Since Tekken Tag 2, they've been way more accepting of dubstep. Still real good.
Oh my god, it's
still real good. Piano theme and all that. Yeah, it's like still real good.
It is amazing.
Actually, Tekken Tag 2 Stage Select was my ringtone for a long time. It was games like always supplying my phone with ringtones.
Man,
yeah, but I still remember that. I can keep going, but I mean, yeah.
And that's why I like playing video games, because it's like especially like Tekken. I remember when I first got Tekken 7, and it's the Mishima Dojo. That's like the first stage that appears. So that was the first one I picked. But that sound like I'm here just like learning combos, but the soundtrack was so freaking awesome. I just had to put the controller down and just turn it up.
I've never been good at fighting games. Like, it's not that I'm in this real world, you know. But yeah, I've always loved it, and it was a little bit of all the things. And this is why, like, I think someone like me probably. I know a lot of people hate Street Fighter 5 for various reasons, but I feel like let alone Marvel too. Marvel falls into that same category. There's a bunch of shit wrong with that game. Yeah, we have not a shit on it today. I'm very impressed with myself. But and look, to be fair, that's the number one game I like watching right now, so I still like it. But I mean, I just felt like it could have been so much better. But yeah, like Tekken, yeah, all the games. I mean, like there was just the lore was great. The music was great, the sounds were great, and like now, like Venom's voice, like you hear that shit. Oh my gosh, it's disgusting. Like
it's not that bad.
It was disgusting. Like,
it's not,
and a lot of that is our fault because we're attached to the old voices, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Same way, like Brian, like when Brian's voice changed, like yo, we wanted that guy, you know, we wanted that thing. But like no, the voice thing aside, because you know time changes. It's like no, like. There's still all these other little things missing. Like character intros, like acknowledgement of who they're fighting, and all these things.
Just the presentation.
And so every fighting game, it ain't just Capcom. Every fighting game forgot that it would be nice to have background characters like in there.
Oh yeah.
Every like fighting game has thrown that shit to the abyss. My goodness.
The last one was KOF 12, I think.
That's because was that one still on Neo Geo Machine, right?
No, but they redrawn they were able to redraw everything. That was when they still had that play more money.
Okay.
And then that was like when they still like they made it more fancy. But that's when they still had like the sprites, and then
that's like even if the backgrounds are naked, it's a fucking shame that KOF cannot have your teammates right there.
Yeah, like this
or angry.
Yeah.
Or you're already turning your back or
or they down on the ground because they're defeated.
Yeah, like how like if you're not fine, you're gonna be lazy with the stages, whatever. But like to not have your teammates there, like, did you not play any of the other KOFs? like there's only 12 of them, 13 of them, right? Like you said, or whatever.
Yeah, it's about 14 now. Like 14 is like they still try to
count. Make it 14. There's only 13 to look at. You know, the only one that has their excuse is 11 because they're tag happy. Because 11 was the active tag.
Oh, that's right.
So like I get it. It would be weird if they're there, but it would be cool though. You know, like the meta. Like, because I don't know if they stand there or not, but you know the meta of like you would see them jump.
Oh, and they just
so like you can like read your opponent. You know, that would be kind of cool actually. They fucked up. Everybody's stupid. That would be cool because you see them jump in and stuff. Like, but yeah, like man, have them stand, dude. It's like,
man, at least like
these stages are all day. Like, why even make a stage? We should just make training mode if that's what we're gonna do.
Well, I mean, like, I know you give Street Fighter some shit, but I mean, at least their stages have some stuff going on in the background.
Some stuff. The word is some.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know,
we got
like
super lucky with Alex. We got, which is like kind of weird and lazy because they already knew he was going to be the game. It wasn't like my boy Hugo.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like, at least that was like, okay, let's just put Hugo in the game or some shit.
But I mean, like the Chinatown stage, like, you know, they got the people reacting to everything. And then
you could tell they got lazier as DLC.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, yes.
Look at
like Street Fighter 4.
No, just give it 5. Stage 1, the demo stage. That music. What's that stage called? Is it Chinatown or
the one that they showed when they first showed the game?
Yeah, it's where stuff falls.
Yeah, that's the Chinatown. Yeah.
It looks like they were trying to. Yeah, like with that stage, they had an idea for Street Fighter 5 that never followed through in any other stage. Like I thought,
that was like the most because everything else was kind of barren, like
and
they didn't have like that personality. Yeah,
it And let me tell you, if every stage had that, all the other 2D fighters would have had to follow.
Well, they finally added those transitions. Like,
yeah, you're talking about ending the stage. I'm not even talking about this. I'm talking about the fact that like you can break through the wall.
Oh yeah,
and then now you get this other stage.
The only one that had that was the one that with Alex.
Yeah, that's like them with. That's like almost
that was only 2 stages.
Of Tekken.
Yeah.
Except that you're not getting a ground bounce combo and all this shit.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, but I
just get on a longer stage.
Yeah, like that's kind of cool, you know?
That China style, like when you're in the restaurant though, like that was like honestly, like I like stuff like that, especially with fighting games because it has its own kind of drama.
Yeah.
Within the fight. It's like I'm like there was like one of like I was telling had a video like I was editing and I had one fight that was in Chinatown. And like I think I lost the first match and I got knocked down. So I'm here like during the rest of the fight, you see me fighting my way through out of the restaurant all the way to the bus.
Yeah.
Like from like the going like, going down one round to win and 2 more.
Yeah.
So that kind of like that fight told its own little story. So yeah, it's like which stages were better? Like Tekken has that though, so it's cool.
Yeah, but they don't really have much in their background. But to be fair, they have like kind of endless backgrounds.
Yeah.
So like I understand some of those, but not all their stages are endless though.
Yeah.
Some of them are closed. So I mean, yeah, like that's a 3D fighter thing. Like it might be different because they need different things, and Soul Calibur has ring outs and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like no, none of you 2D fighters, you fucking up. You guys are all fucking up, dude. They're all like naked barren stages, dude. Horrible, dude.
That's a good idea. Like I have this idea of a fighting game because like after I'm so like one thing like in the future, like if you want to say like 10 years from now, where I see myself, like I actually have like a series that I've been writing since I was 14 years old.
Oh shit!
But I just have it it's always in the
like
little
all
chest.
Your art comes from you as a kid.
Oh yeah, pretty much. And like I always have like, but like I always have like this idea for a fighting game. But yeah, that's something I really needed. That's a good idea. Like especially, but the only bad thing is like the fighting game I did have. It's pretty much a 3D fighter, but it's more like I would say like the best way to describe it without giving too much is imagine a Tekken game, but also a UFC game. Like immersion those together within like kind of like a tournament form. That's all I'm gonna give.
Okay.
But
okay.
It's probably never manifested into anything, but it's still in my head, so I like to keep it there.
All right, we'll see if it comes out when it comes out.
Yeah,
10 years from now.
And so yeah, it's like stages like stages telling the story. But that's really important.
Thanks,
it's kind of things we take for granted too because we're just all we care about are
we
like
had it. Back
that's what I'm saying.
CVS two crazy backgrounds, yo. I want to say I don't remember it fully, but like KOF, like people who ain't make the game, they made the game in the background.
You know?
And that's what's missing.
Yeah, and we took it all for granted. And now, like especially like thinking about it, it's like all we care about now is like just gameplay mechanics, but that takes away from the presentation.
You know what? That's what we got with Marvel.
Yeah,
because there's nothing there in graphics. Some people might think it looks worse than Marvel 3. See, I tried to do a damn shit without shitting on Marvel, but here we go. I try. Cause to me, Marvel, that was the only good thing. Like, and it took a while because the first trailer sucked ass. But that was the only good thing right away. I noticed it around one of these game shows. I think Combo Fiend does a demo, and I saw right away, like, okay, Marvel's gonna be good because of the gameplay.
Yeah.
But everything else sucks.
The whole presentation.
Everything else sucks. Here, if you want one of the things they did take from CVS is that everybody who was in the old game gets copy pasted. That was awesome. That's always my favorite thing. My goodness. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like
they're working on, did you hear about their budget though, right?
What was their budget?
So no, their budget was
looks like it. That's why. That's why I said
their budget was less than Street Fighter Season 2.
Damn, that's for a new game. That's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
What was it? I'm curious.
Oh, but it was so low. I don't know the number exactly, but like if you go in so it's pretty much like not even like the Street Fighter budget, but just their DLC
their
budget.
Reception they have, dude. Because literally, like that's it. This the only redeeming factor is that tag feature. Like everything else is just like dog shit. You drop down to 2 characters, which is like, I get it with the gems, but you drop down to 2. I feel like we've been in 3 character mode for so many years.
So long,
that was a part of Marvel, dude. I'm almost glad they didn't call it 4.
Yeah.
It's just like
that's true.
Like, because you getting me this weird shit. And you see, like, that budget, I wonder where that comes from. Because, I mean, like, a part of me, I hear that and I think right away, like, that's good for them. Because you keep relying on this Marvel bullshit. You know, like the Marvel part of Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah.
The minute that they took away 3, they should have just went and fucked it. You know, they should have just made Capcom whatever the fuck. Everybody want Capcom All Stars. I don't know why we like that name. But they should have just done a hyper world game, whatever you want to call that crazy, fast-paced, ridiculous world. I called them hyper worlds, but whatever. And they should just Capcomize it. That way they're not bowing down to no slave master or something.
Like Marvel,
yeah. Like they always like. That's how you get these weird 3 DLCs like releases. So, like, what is going on right now? Like, that's how you get like most of the new Marvel people. Most of the new people being Marvel and the rest being like a lot of Capcom rehashes, you know, like yeah, like
so weird, yeah.
I don't know. No, because I wonder. Part of me just wonders like if the low budget is because of something to do with Marvel or something like.
I think it's just with their whole like Capcom as a company. Was though.
Yeah, but the time frame has something to do with Marvel. Yeah, Infinite Stones.
Yeah, so there was and. Like even when like Disney like took out the contract, like they're still good with Marvel. So I'm guessing like they're just like, okay, well, you know, if y'all can make this game quick, we could give y'all back the license, especially when they scrapped their when Disney scrapped their gaming plans, because that's the whole reason why Marvel got dropped in the first place.
See, these are why the games suck.
Oh
like,
yeah,
in my opinion,
yes.
I remember, you can go look this up. Still, it's an Event Hubs article. Back when Event Hubs was a real fucking site, not a fucking content site.
Oh my god,
like, that's what it is. Like, oh my gosh, you can't do that shit. Might as well just be TMZ for fighting games.
It pretty much is TMZ for fighting games.
That unfortunately probably ruined Shoryuken as a website too, because now that site sucks because they're playing Keep Up.
Yeah,
you know. But anyway, one of the important Capcom people said Street Fighter 5. What the fuck are you talking about? We ain't thinking that shit. Maybe 2019 with this boy's album.
I think that was Ono.
You know?
I think that was Ono actually.
So somebody said that, but then Sony comes in and they're like, "Oh, what? We ready? We ready with Street Fighter 5? Let's go!"
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's why you get that half-ass shit. And that's why you get this stage that's amazing, and the rest of the stages suck balls, you know, and like all this inconsistent shit. And that's how you get Marvel, whatever, because somebody probably gave them money and they're like, "Oh, we ready to do a Marvel." You know, even though like they weren't ready for many years.
Yes.
You know? And man, yo, I'm like,
if
they would stick to their shit, and I know they, you know, we've heard all these bankruptcy stories throughout the years, and I guess they gotta do what they gotta do to make money and whatever, blah blah blah. But I mean, you know, just speaking in the ideal world of like for the game, they just stick to that shit. Yo, we still could have been Street Fighter 5. I know a lot of people hate Street Fighter 4, like at least here in this community, but we still could have been.
It could have. I think Street Fighter 4 could have had like 2 more years at least.
That shit could have been going forever. We played Marvel Capcom 2 forever. Yeah, but that shit could have gone. We could have kept playing that shit.
That's true.
Yeah, we could have kept playing it even without updates, and they were updating it. So even but we would have just kept playing it.
Yeah, they ported it to the PS4.
It was hilarious seeing it. Like the number one game when it looked worse than all the other ones. But you know what? Your game ain't as good. Sorry. Or it's not as popular. Like deal with it. And now we got their game being number one, and it's like it's like we're forced to watch it or be around it more than I actually really want to be around it. But yeah, man, like once they started playing with other companies' monies and on their timetables,
everything changed. It
hasn't been the same.
Yeah, everything changed. No, I just remember like the launch, like Street Fighter 5 launch day. Like I said, I bought it for $60. The fact that I couldn't even play online on that game was disgusting. Like especially coming from, and people like a lot of people, they're always like talking down on Killer Instinct. Like, oh, it was the DLC, the fighter, you know, because you only had like when it first came out. It was only 6 characters.
But hey, man, 6 hours free, right? At a certain point, right?
Yeah, it was all free to play. It was all free to play. Like, and then if you want all the characters, just buy the Ultra Edition. But they had an arcade mode, it had a survival mode that wasn't freaking some stupid roguelike stuff.
Yeah.
And also the online work day one. Like I got bodied. I remember my first match. When they picked it up, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." I'm gonna, like I'm a KI veteran, like with KI2, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." I was like, "I'm sure I'm gonna like stomp all these people." I was like, "I got bodied like left and right by people." I was like, "Oh, cool." But like the online was working, so I was like, there was like this, especially with the next generation. So like, okay, here's the next gen Street Fighter. I can't wait to like play it. Like, and I was in the betas. The betas were, for the most part, unless like the servers are down, they were great. I was getting matches really fast. Like I was enjoying the game. At the time, I couldn't find a character until like the last beta. That's when Lara came, and that's when the game clicked.
Yeah.
But I remember day one, the game came out, and just server error is just.
I know there's a lot of shit wrong. You couldn't do. I don't know what they call it, but group.
Yeah, the lobbies.
Yeah, lobby. You couldn't do none of so much dumb shit.
It was so horrible.
So much dumb shit. Oh my gosh.
And it's like I really want to try to pick up the game, but because that really burned me like really bad, especially like going from KI, and that's kind of like the main reason why I can't really like. I like the fighting aspect of the game, and plus it has Lara in it, which I think is like the best Street Fighter character ever created.
Oh wow, that's amazing! I won't even enter that.
Yeah,
I won't even.
Yeah, so that was loaded. I loaded that just for everybody who could fight. You could fight me on that one.
Yeah,
but yeah, and that's like the main reason why I play that, because it's like because of that character. And it's like I forget. It's like when things get going with that character, it's just like magic for me. Yeah. And like making people just salty and be like, the fuck is 50-50?
If I was still playing, and I would totally be running Abigail.
Yeah,
at the end of my Street Fighter 4 career, not that I was winning or nothing, but I was just in that mode where I just wanted to do dumb shit. So I was all about Hugo life.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, like I don't know, he just seemed fun and entertaining for me. I wasn't like good with him or nothing, but it was just he made me enjoy the game again. And same thing for well, I don't know if Abigail's good one, but I mean like
Abigail's pretty fucking close. Crazy.
I've seen him, but I mean he has those Hugo like aesthetics and shit that I like. So I was like, and
he actually has good forward walk speed as well.
Yeah, so. It's just all kinds of dumb and wrong.
Yeah,
it's all kinds of wrong.
Yeah, it is. So I have my like phases with it where I actually take it seriously and not, but for the most part, like I haven't been playing any fighting games. But
this shows you what my art is right there. I don't have one current system. I sold everything. I can still talk for days. I know this shit.
Yeah.
I still love it so much. So it'll have to come back right. But I mean, the way like it's a muse builder for you. For me, some of it's probably like self guilt. Like I mean, like I'm not earning money right now, and it's like,
why should I?
And then when I am earning, well then like, well I'm not. I can either make shit or I can either play games, and it's like, well I gotta make shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so. I almost, for me, something like that is almost like I call it, and not for the world, but for me, it's a luxury of the rich.
Yeah, I got you.
Because it either has to be your thing. Like, I have a podcast. I'm gonna put it out, but it just fucked up. The recording messed up. So like, but I did Tampa Bison a few days ago.
Oh, wow.
And he, because we're cool from my old podcast. So Tampa would probably come on every week if he wanted. If I invited him. Tampa's crazy like that. But even in the life question, Joe, everything goes back Street Fighter. So like that shit's his life.
Yeah.
Like
that's awesome.
That shit's his life.
That's awesome.
So if like games is your life and shit, then like I get it. But it's like, man, like I want to do all these other things that like, unless I'm rich enough to like not have to worry about like a lot of these other things, like I can't do the creative shit and games, like, or you can, but then like
one tier, exactly one, yes,
and it's like I'm not even bossing on my creative shit yet, so it's like how can I justify doing
like the game and stuff, you know? And exactly. That's how I am. I'm the same way. That's like when I have a project. That's why I'm playing all these games as much, because as soon as that project start date comes out, it's like I'm not playing nothing anymore. It's like that's why I have like a big old pile of shame with video games. It's like where I was like I'll buy them. Like,
I was building that too, and that's why I was like, this is stupid. Like, why am I doing this? And then plus the way I am creatively, like I described you my championship. Like the only difference is with creativity, I finish this song. What's my reward? I have another I always have another thing. Mm-hmm. There is no. The only time I'll be done is when I'm dead, and that's it. Like, so, or if I'm really done, and for whatever reason, there's nothing more for me to do, or I just don't want to do it, then I'm probably done, and then maybe I can play games.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what's like. I have like this. I have like I like to always.
That's gonna come first. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna run out soon. I think there'll always be something to create.
Yeah, it's like I always have like a periods of ebb and flow. That's how I like to do it.
Yeah, because now that I do this, I'm like, well, if they ain't music, then I'll have this.
Yeah.
And then this is just the interviews. I have a bunch of other podcasts that are all on the same feed, so that all I do is call up a friend. Boom, because they're not even interview forms. They're more of what we kind of keep going into. The fun parts. So yeah, I think this is the last one though.
Okay.
It's called I Like, I Wish, I Wonder. I like that I did. I wish I had done. I wonder what would have happened if.
Okay. It was like I like. So the first one was like I like, or
I like that I did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Start there, and I tell you the rest.
Ooh, there's so many good ones. I have like a personal thing that I did when I was younger. It was actually it was like the first big rave that I went to when I was like 18 years old.
Oh shit!
And this was in Austin. It was called it was funny because it was called Massive Attack because of one of the guys he wasn't part of Massive Attack. It was just associated with him, but because it was so like it was like
name.
Yeah, it was like one of the biggest like raves that Austin did at the time. Like, and it was like 3 tents, and this was back when it was like the one day like. It started at 6 p.m. all the way to 6 a.m. And it was like I was with my parents, and my parents were all like, I told them about it, and they're like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, they let me go, like no fighting. Like, they're like, okay, that's cool, awesome. And so like I go and with my buddy David, and actually my buddy David, what's up, David? He's actually he produces house music as well. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, so we actually did a track together though, so it was kind of cool. So. But like, yeah, we went and traveled there, and like we got a whole. I have no clue how like all this just lined up perfectly.
Yeah.
But like we were able to get a hotel. Like my sister, and thank you, Pam, for the hotel. My sister got me the hotel. That was like a Holiday Inn. That was just like right down before the rave hit. Yeah, so we went there like on the Friday, and the rave was Saturday. So we go to the rave. Early because the hotel checkout was like at 12, so we're just there chilling at the rave and stuff. So like the people were like doing it like they're just like setting up. They're like, oh, what's up? Like, you want to just help us? Like oh, sure, okay. And like we're helping them like set up we're setting up the party, like the tents, the PA system. So I'm getting like all this experience like. It's like out of nowhere, just like chilling. Yeah. And so like hours, and then like I got this is when I first got introduced to Red Bull, because this is like Red Bull was still like the underground at the time. And like
they always wanted to be everything, man. That's how they take over.
They're just, but they were like super small. Like it was just like one guy, he just had like the cans. And it was just like I was like, oh shoot, they got Red Bull here. I was like. It was like what, like $2 a can or something. Like super, like for then I was like cheap, especially at an event. So I got like 3 of them. I got like $6 worth of them. And I didn't know at the time like what they'll do, so I was just drinking like soda. And so I drank wine. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I felt like energized.
Yeah.
And it was 6 o'clock. It was time for like the rave to start and everything. And there was like a big old line lining up, and the guys were like, oh, do we have to go? Like they're like. No, you stay here. Yeah. So like we didn't have to worry about it, like paying like for none of all that.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, and like we got to meet like the DJs, and like we met DJs, and we were on the front stage like all the time just partying.
Yeah.
But I had another Red Bull because I was like, oh, I'm thirsty, I'm gonna drink it. Red Bulls give you wings. I just started floating. Like it was this one translesion, I forgot his name, but he was playing the set, and I felt like I was just floating away. And all of a sudden, like I snapped back to it. It's like my friend, his shirt's off, we're dancing and like we're huddling. It was like a group, like a circle of people that were in the middle of dancing.
Yeah.
And I'm like a deer in headlights, like, oh shit, what happened?
Let me ask you, did the heart attack happen next?
Oh no, not that, no.
I feel like every other sentence is like, well, I had another Red Bull.
Yeah, Red Bull. Yeah,
I'm like,
no, I took a nap behind one of those rental trucks.
Yeah,
and then I was good at 3 a.m.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm very grateful that I did that. That was kind of like was like the catalyst of me actually traveling, because I never. This was like the first time I've been out of San Antonio by myself. Like I was like always traveling with my parents. This was like the first time I actually did something like that.
Yeah.
And that was like the catalyst of me, traveling, doing other things.
Becoming you.
Yeah, exactly.
What I wish.
Let's see, I wish. Ooh.
I wish I had done.
Can't feel like this. Everything is canon.
Everything is canon.
Yeah, like there's some things that suck, but I'm like with this year, I'm like, this.
Some people don't have regrets when I talk to them because they have the butterfly effect ideas,
Yeah, that's why I was like, kind of like everything I see is like, it's like maybe there were some things that sucked, but I still feel like it's canon because of the things that like I was able to do. I'll probably say like if I wish I would have like found a way to keep my business going, because like that was like an amazing experience. But I'm like, just to wake up and not, have to worry about just not worry about anything. It was just amazing. Just do whatever you want. It's like, it's like I had all the resources I needed, and just going by it was amazing. But it's like it taught me a lesson that, hey, I better go. Like losing all that actually made me like a better person financially, because I have way more money now than I did back then. It's just wish I had like that same kind of freedom.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing.
I think I've always been good. I'm probably maybe bad now, but that's because I'm not making money. That's because, but I've always been good at it. I don't know why. Like I do have a finance degree, but that's not why. That's not. It's just my mom. She's always like trying to make me save. So I was saving in New York and shit. And then like the things I like a lot, and then everything else doesn't matter. So I was like hardcore into games, and I was like, well, what else do I need to spend money on? Yeah, like, right? Yeah, exactly. And then so and now that I'm hardcore into this, I buy these, and these things are stupid ass expensive. I'm sure. But once I get it, I don't need 8 more cameras. Yeah. Be nice, but no, it wouldn't. Because then imagine editing this with angles. Like this would suck in editing and post, And like, especially by yourself. Yeah. It's like a lot of people, they have like good teams. Yeah. So like, if anything, I would only want more cameras for stream, but I don't even stream. I stream rarer and rarer now because it would just be nice to live. Yeah. Okay. If live, then you're in control of it. It's exactly. Just hit button. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, for most, that's why it's probably been hard for me to go back to the normal world, because except for the fact that I'm not making money for sustenance, it's like, well, I kind of have everything I want. I'm doing everything I want. So like, I guess that form of motivation is there. It's hard. It's like I need to invent like a higher goal or something to make me come back. Yeah, just take like a baby steps on it. Like, and then like, dude is like, okay, can I like just make a small goal, and once you meet that, dude, just get something bigger, then bigger, and just build up. Yeah. I wish I had done. I wish. I wonder what would have happened if. Okay. So I wonder if like the esports stuff happened when I was younger, like when I was actually when I was a monster. Like just that's something where like if you can imagine, like especially like with the money, because it's like just to make money off of playing games. I would have been good. I'm confident I would have been good. Same. Because I know obviously I was never been as good as the people around here, but I put in the time. Yeah. And if like that was there, well then I would have just had people show me. There was no like, not that I wasn't great, but like around my block, like I was probably the dude,
Yeah, that's how I am.
I couldn't go like, hey, teach me, guy who I beat 100
Yeah,
times.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, I only had one rival, and we're still friends today. You know, and that was like my main Street Fighter 5 experience was playing him. But he hated the game from the beginning, so that eliminated like my main partner. You know, like in this.
Yeah, it sucks.
But yeah, he started with Armika, and he would shit on her, and he didn't want to adapt. So like,
yeah, it's like especially like I was the same guy. Like I was the guy on my block that bodied everybody. Like I didn't know exactly. I didn't even need frames. Like I didn't know all this stuff about frames. That's like
honestly, a lot of good players didn't know about frames.
Yeah, yeah.
That I get why you learn it, but that type of stuff now, like, and then the games are designed that way too, stupid.
Yeah.
Especially some of these Capcom games, man. But like that, I mean, like back in the day, you could still be great and not know that, and now it seems like you unfortunately have to know because everybody's into it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, the games got dumber and dumber too. Like when you see Sim, his limb go through Abigail because he's crutching. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb. And then like I've even seen, I still remember Roger defending it because of the logic of he's crutching. But I'm like, oh my gosh, fuck. Then like, why are we even playing a visual game then, dude? Why don't we just go play Math Wars?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's math. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, we're playing math.
Yeah, like and you know what? This example, that's an extreme obvious example. You know how many? This is an example with every character where they're hitting them and no hit happens. It's like, why are you designing these defunct hitboxes? It's that type of stupidity that's like, I don't blame you for learning frame data and shit and space and playing with when people hack it on computers and play with the actual hitboxes showing. Because this shit's fucking dumb. Because you can't trust what you're watching. No. What the fuck are we?
You can't, yeah.
Why are we playing this to call this shit interface fighter? Like that's what you should call it, like interface, because it's just
like numbers, numbers,
it's just
and
numbers
shapes.
and poor boxes.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's not even good boxes. It's fucking poor boxes. You know, it's fucking dumb.
Yeah,
but if they just did it maybe right, you know, then like maybe we wouldn't need it. I mean, people would still use it, but then like you know, you wouldn't need it for everything.
You wouldn't need like that's like the thing like, and that's kind of what like Adam like Tekken. It's like you don't really like like if you're gonna be playing it seriously, you need it for Tekken, but like that how they have like moves where you stagger, and you already know like exactly. It's just like you already like you see the game already displays that to you, so you don't even need to worry. Like he's like, oh shoot, what I did was very punishable, so I'm gonna get screwed up for it. And like a lot of games like they don't really communicate that, but Tekken does. So like like one thing like Killer Instinct, they don't like even recognize stuff like that negative. You just get hit like, but it's so chaotic anyway. So
I will say about Tekken is that like, you know, Tekken 7 is not perfect because I've heard a lot of Tekken players complain, and as someone like me, to me it does feel like more of the same. Like that's it's great, but that's the only complaint I would have for that game. Just watching that, it's like it's more slight improvements versus like something big dramatic changes, but. I think overall they're probably in a better place because look, Harada has his control over it, and he just doesn't give a fuck what anyone says. Yeah, even on Twitter, you see it. On Twitter.
Like, I mean, his shirt.
He calls fans out and everything. So I mean, like, and
don't ask me for anything.
That's why. Yes, because I mean, that's how you see those mixed Noctis reactions. But like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like, that's probably why their game's in a certain place, and they probably get different complaints than the Capcom complaints. You know. Because it still has the guidance like of a man who doesn't care or about relenting. He'll release his game to the arcade and like you'll get it when you get it. Yeah, you know, like, you get it when you get it. Exactly. You know, like calm down. You know, like that's crazy. Like that doesn't really happen. You know.
I just like the fact that I could do combos. I could do combos that I learned years ago, like when I was like 15 years old, and they still work. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, that's fucking amazing.
But you know what? I can do a Hadouken and Shoryuken, you know. They're not a combo, but you know what? Down, what is it? Down medium kick to fireball, basic. Like the basics still work. You know, true. Everything else, you know, is different. I like that difference in game because, you get your thing that you just mentioned. You get that in all these baby iterations, you know, when Capcom likes to add adjectives to their game, that's where you get like, man, I can still do that vanilla combo, you know. But when it's time to change that number, you get something dramatically different. That's why I'm glad they ain't called Marvel 404. They call it Infinite. But yeah, yeah, now that worked. Like when they made Alpha, it's different. When they made 3, it's different. So different. No one's here except these 3 guys.
These guys. Yep. It's completely different. Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, it was. I was like, I wish they put almost none of them in it. That would have been great. You know? But then it would have been Street Fighter Forgotten Fighter.
Yeah, it would have.
But
they were close though. They were close.
Yeah, they were. And I'm like, that's why I was talking with Mike. I was like, it's pretty great. That would never happen right now. Because Street Fighter 3 and Alpha came out around the same time and keep going around the same time.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And that would have never happened now. But it's kind of cool they did that because
it separated.
Yeah, because here's all you people who don't want to let go of the past. We're literally putting the game in the past.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like, exactly.
So, and you get all your nostalgia there.
And
it's like here's for some real men.
Yeah.
You know? And I love that KOF took care of it in that it's not as dramatic now because now we all play through nostalgia.
Yeah.
So now nothing's ever gonna change anymore. Plus KOF had all creators have gone and went for most of these games anyway. It's rare Harada, it's rare Ono, things like that, you know? And who knows what Ono really does in terms of the game, the way he talks. But KOF, I think what you miss out now that we had back then is we got yearly iterations and you get like you get to have a history and following with these people, but we're gonna have changes with the characters, and it's not just minuscule all the time. That's how you get KOF 94 Fireball Kyo versus Bodiga Amez in like 98 or whatever it starts, or 90. I don't know when it starts, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, so you telling me Ryu's still here, but now he doesn't throw fireballs? That's crazy. Where's that from Capcom? Never happened. Never. But I would love, wouldn't that, like, especially for something like 3, that would have been great.
Like, or his fireball is a super.
Yeah, something like that. You know, like where he's like, yo, I changed my style because that's what he does. Is just keep studying this shit. And like he would be like maybe like, you know what, for this tournament I want to challenge myself and I'm not even gonna use any of my old style. You know, they did that shit with Tekken where they have Jin, right?
Yeah, where he completely changed the style.
Yeah, like, but it's still there, so that way you can still have your character, right? But he's not here, but he is, but he's not, but he's not.
Yeah,
and stuff like that was cool. KOF was like the best at doing that. And you don't really see that too much from the other games, you know.
But it's still kind of, it's fine. But I remember like, you know, jumping on like, you know, playing like, Yori. I'd be like, oh shit, he doesn't do this.
He doesn't change. No, that guy doesn't change.
No, he changed a lot though, because
no, but fundamentally he doesn't change. He might change combo wise, moving wise, but
he
never changed his.
No, because he lost his flame.
Yeah,
he lost his flame.
Where?
That was in I forgot which. I think it was 13. Like he.
Oh, I don't play those.
Okay, so yeah, but yeah, they did that too though. That's why they had.
Is it 13 now? Or are we on 14 now?
We're on 14 now.
So is 13 that weird one-on-one one that no one liked?
What you call it? No, that was still popular.
Oh no, 13's the one on PS3.
Yeah,
that's the one no one liked because online sucked.
Was that the PS?
13 was good. 13 was a game that I probably would have played more, but online sucked.
Yeah,
13 was good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how he played in that game.
Probably, yeah.
That's the one where the Korean guy wins, like Mad KOF or some shit like that. Yeah. Forgot about that game. That game was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that one kind of looked like KOF should look.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of this thing.
But like they actually made they had a classic Yori with like the flame.
Oh,
Yori,
he comes out as like DLC and shit.
Yeah,
or something, right?
Yeah, but
that's why I'm playing. That's
why. Exactly. That's why. They had the original one as DLC, but they had the newer one.
Man, afraid to make commitments, man. That shit can't. Same thing. I think aren't both Takumas in that game too?
Which one?
Mr. Karate and Takuma.
Oh yeah,
they're both in it, right?
Yes,
Make a fucking commitment. Pick one, yo. Like,
well, I mean, you know, they're like, well, if you want the old stuff, you got to give us some money.
And then both of those are new. Like, make a new one. Make the Kyo with now his third moveset for the new generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like who knows what he does? Some other shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know, like
that's true.
But that ends all that. That's it, man. That ends it, right? You just answered our wish.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I like our wish. You just answered our wonder, right? You just
the one there with the esports. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we would have killed it. I just because of time dedication, we go. Or you know what? I would just be a fucking streamer.
That's true.
So I still kill it.
So,
You can't FGC. They haven't been able to do that. But I'll go on 2 months down as well, so I can get you out of it. FGC has not really produced unless you count Max, but he was always content first.
Yeah, he was.
And player in his life, not in like pro.
Pro.
But there has not really been one pro able to make this sell. Me and Tampa had this argument big time. Like even the great K-Brad and because everybody brings that up to him that K-Brad has a personality, but he's like, yeah, well, where's his stream? How come he ain't doing shit? You know? And yeah, he doesn't really have any media out there or nothing, you know? So FGC has been really bad at producing that guy who's famous for playing fighting games, but, you know, can make the living without it. Like the closest is Flo.
Yeah.
But it's like,
but he's kind of already out of it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's not like, I know him from that. That's why I follow it. But there's people who like,
they don't even know he plays fighting games. Yeah.
He's probably, for those people he's probably a Max, but like who's only exclusive to Twitch because he doesn't flood the YouTubes come from his Twitch. You know? Yeah. He doesn't flood it with original content outside of Twitch.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So he's like a form of that now. But yeah, like there isn't one guy versus like all these league guys who are like, who can side hustle, you know?
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Twitch.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like they got the art down. I think that'll probably be like if we're going to esports, that's when we're gonna have to probably branch out to playing those games, like just to see how those guys act because they already had the experience already.
The thing is, those games have an audience, man, and we are going down this, it seems, but like those games have an audience.
Oh, they have such a big audience,
and we don't have an audience. And yo, man, like I follow a good amount of pro streamers, from Japan to here, but it's like, yo, man, they're all boring unless you're watching it to learn tech.
Yeah, there's nothing. No point.
Zero entertaining, yo. Even the guy Justin Wong, super boring.
Oh yeah, he's
super boring.
Very bad streamer. Yeah.
So like, Chris G is only entertaining when he's angry. Because then he starts talking shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
hey, he gets angry real easy.
Yeah. But I mean, again, he's just as boring though normally too. Because
it's like, you know, like the funny thing, it's like my thing, especially with the fighting game, like the fighting game pros is. But it kind of sucks because, you know, they have to do this. This is their training time as well. So they're not trying to entertain because, you know, they're
Fox, yo, he don't be streaming with no camera. No, he just fucking puts himself in training mode and just
and
he'll just be there. And I'm like, it's cool to watch for a minute, but I'm like,
boring.
Yeah, he's not even trying to make the effort. Yeah. He's just like, look, I'm trying to kill people.
So I'm kind of like, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like, I think the only route is something like Flow is like, you know. They're not going to take it serious anymore because then that's when they can have fun because it's like, if I'm going to go out to tournaments, I'm going to be in training mode. Yeah. And you can't knock them for that because, I mean, that's what you need to do. But of course, it's not fun to watch. Yeah, it's like, like me, like when I do streaming, like I need to start more often too. But like the reason like I don't stream a lot of games is because I want to find a game that's fun streaming. But like fighting games are fun streaming like where you're, you know, playing casually.
Yeah. I think it's probably gonna come. Maybe that fun part can come if FGC Esports ever makes it to the point that you never have to win and you can still make a living off of it.
Yeah.
Because that's probably why all these other guys can do that because they're on a team. And yeah, I've never won the league title, but you know, this is still my job.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can fuck around. I can be serious in that, like I'm putting all my time into it, but I don't have to be serious that, man, I better be number one. Because FGC, if you ain't in that 1%,
then you're not
still not. Yeah, he's still not. Like Wolf Crone, you know, he just got sponsored, but like he posted his win. He's very like real on Facebook, and I think he only won like 10 or 11. To be fair, he didn't travel this year. He only traveled when people paid for him. Like so big stuff like ESL or stuff like that. But I think he made like 10 or 11K. Yeah, that's
nothing. Ain't nothing.
Yeah, but you know who changed? Like we started outside. Dude talking about he posted today. Last year changed his life because he made enough money to live off.
Yes,
but how many dudes were there last year?
Not that many.
Yeah. So if you're not in the Justin Wong just earlier this year, I don't know if he quit yet, but he's still working for NVIDIA. So if Michael Jordan of the FGC of America, at least, has a job, you probably have a job too. You know,
exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, so until Justin Wong has no job and isn't worried about it, where he might go be a coder again.
I think he did
QA.
I think he actually did leave his job.
Did he leave it finally? Echo took care of him finally?
Yeah, I think so.
But
I think that's why he left, because of the Echo Fox.
No, but in January he's still signed. I remember in interviews he was like, "I'm thinking about it, but I don't know."
Oh, I'm not sure.
But that was January. It's been a whole year, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I know he moved. That's the only reason, because like he moved into a smaller place. I think because he was getting, he had it was a period of time where he was just getting rid of all the stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I would see the post too. He's selling all that.
He's just like, you just take it.
I mean, like, and I'm there too. I got lazy with it, but it's just like I love all these things, but it's like for me to do the things I want, it just seems like you gotta take the L in some of these areas.
Yeah.
Like, so I can just focus on
the one thing.
Things.
Yeah.
But you get the plugs, or where you want the people to find you at.
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter as Rexnj, so like REXNJY, and that's like my main handle for games. I had that since like forever, like since the AOL days, the American Online.
My AOL name was Wode6 because I used to listen to, I don't know if I spelled it right, but a lot of Cash Money.
Oh, okay.
Now and then Wode, we were talking about that.
Yeah. So it stuck because it's like my nickname for one of my dogs, my Pomeranian. So, and also my nickname. So it was the two nicknames together. And also, like for music, you could get my music from Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Final Moon. And as for my personal music project, Luc Grey, I have my album on lucgrey.com, LUCGREY.com.
Who do I put in? Because a lot of people who have aliases like gamers and other artists, I usually put that as the name of the episode.
Okay.
Who am I putting in this?
Oh yeah, you can put Luc Grey.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put Luc Grey.
Because I was like, you just gave me 3 handles, so I'm like,
yeah, I know exactly. If you usually put the handles in, Luc Grey, that's one.
All right, that was all the plugs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Last words.
Let's see. I guess I'll play some Marvel tonight. Check out the DLC. I got the Ultimate Edition. So,
there you go.
So I'll play Venom. Winter Soldier looks like a character that I could kind of dig.
They all looked horrible, but Venom. And what's sad is like Venom is from the old day, so it's like you can't really fuck it up too much, except when you heard him talk, and it's like, oh, you did. Winter Soldier. The only thing I liked. I mean, who knows when you play them, because those trailers sometimes suck. They don't show enough.
Mm-hmm.
But just from the trailer, I did love him blocking, like saying, like, screw your beam.
Yeah.
But then I saw the rest, and I was like, wait, Chris made the game. Why is he playing like Chris? You know, like, it looks like he's playing like Chris. So I was like, this is stupid. You know, like why would you make other Chris?
Yeah.
You know, like if anything, this is Captain America with a different skin, right? Why is he not like ripping off America? Not that he should have a shield, but I mean, like, why is he not paralleling
did you see
him?
Did you see the special super with him and Captain America?
No.
Yeah, they actually made a special Easter egg super with them.
So they both have to be on your team?
Yes.
Oh shit! What did they do?
Oh, they do a tag. They pretty much do the freaking tag team from the Civil War.
I was gonna say Iron Man.
Yeah, they do that.
There you go. Good job, Capcom. Yeah. Rare compliment for me. That's crazy. Like a unique special.
Yes.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm saying. Like every now and then they do something that no game has, but it's just like all these other things they surround it with doo-doo. Unless we're just all being really negative, because that's really cool. Like that's like unheard of a unique team special. That's badass, man. Man, who's the other? Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Again, maybe she plays great, but from that trailer, man, that just looks like Jill the Second. You know, like
yeah. Their functions. That's what their functions.
I mean, damn, dude.
Yeah, well, She has some freaking dirty stuff though with their air drone. Like I think she has a square jump as well. Like some sick stuff.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll see when I get home.
There we go. All right, dude.
All
Bake
right.
that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh.
See ya. Peace.
When I go to sleep, I dream of red suns and the bed. No, that makes no sense, and you're the only one that probably cares. Lately, little Teddy's been turning into nightmares, gnashing teeth and sharp claws, violent, and I'm always scared. She's got a fake boyfriend. He lives in LA. Says she met him online. I mean, what else can I say? Said he'll visit next May, but that's hard to believe. Cause he works at a cafe, and playing tickets ain't free. Says he's in school, he's doing big things. He'll be the best welder this world's ever seen. God, I sound like an asshole. I don't mean to be mean. It's just when we talked, you had bigger dreams. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me. When I go to sleep, I dream of red sun and the bears. I know that makes no sense to you. The only one that probably cares. Lately, little Teddy's been turning into nightmares. Gnashing teeth and sharp claws, violent, and I'm always scared. She's got a fake boyfriend. He plays in a band. Parents say he's too old. They just don't understand. To get married's the plan, but she wants a ring. And he works at a cafe, and them things ain't free. Yeah, I know he's in school. He's doing big things. He'll be the best plumber this world's ever seen. I know I'm being an asshole, but all I can do is be mean. 1,000 miles away, and he's more there than I could ever be. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in the song. My nightmares, they haunt me.